Up your game. Vivo V15 series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split, brought to you through the power of Vivo. I'm Maxman, joined once again by my wingman, my boy, big boy, Imperium. We're about to jump into day number 4 of this semi-final phase. Which teams will make it through to the regional finals? We'll have to wait and see.
Of course, there's a lot more action to come. We've got 4 games today, Maxman. Of course, we have Vikendi, Miramar, and double Erangel. And if you have missed the previous weeks of semi-final games, if you missed any of the action in the group stages, and you want to check things out, you can head on over to clubopen.pubgmobile.com. But right into things. This is game 1, Maxman.
This is game number 1 on Vikendi. We didn't have enough time to do a proper intro.
It's cool, it's cool,
right
it's cool. We'll
it.
get there.
And look at it. Look at that zone. How many water zones have we had on Vikendi? How many?
It's really been effective, Maxman, in terms of when you look at this, right now, all the teams that are dropping, and there's a lot of teams that are being featured in this Group A and Group B. A lot of positions to be fighting for. But yeah, this say-so, Maxman, is very much looking to be, right now, about 56% water, actually. So when we get into this different phases of this game, it's definitely going to really affect the amount of land these teams have to get into in terms of the circle.
Especially, yeah, a lot of teams up north, so they're going to have to rotate. The team that's going to gatekeep that really good contender for this entire game. Once again, we had a few issues on the first weekend of the semi-finals. It's team rotating so slowly. But you saw on last Sunday, teams were starting slowly to fix that, and they were able to redeem themselves. We saw teams like United Earth, Team Quadcore, they were not that good on positioning. They were like, okay, what must we do to get better? Positioning. Get into the zone first, holding the teams out of the zone, adding that little extra tick damage on top. And so teams are going to be able to refocus on their positioning. And if they do that like we had last weekend, they are a big contender for this chicken dinner today.
Of course, and when you talk about progressing and learning, these teams have really stepped up when it comes to the averages, points per game, compared to group stages. I had highlighted that last week, in the first week of the semi-finals, the points average compared to group stages was actually very low coming out from these teams all around, top and bottom, to be honest. And now coming into this week, after we had the final games last week, it is starting to step things up. So really these teams are really improving, progressing. As you do see the map overview, a lot of these teams are clustered around the north side of the Vikendi map. Very few teams are actually in the safe zone. We will see as we get further and further into the game, these teams will want to start moving in. Of course, a risk, Maxman, is that when you move in first, you could get shot from behind. Moving back, you could be facing a little bit of fire and hassle down below. So starting to see a little bit of early action, Maxon. KharDimaghh have been taken out, squad wiped. Currently lying in last place.
Yeah. Well, KharDimaghh, we were didn't have time to mention that at the start. It's we had 2 teams that have been pretty disappointing throughout the entire semi-finals. That was T25 and KharDimaghh. KharDimaghh that right now was standing in, well, it's still standing right now then because they got 0 points, in 24th position. Yeah. So they're going to have to do a big amount of good games after this Vikendi game, but right off the bat, they're already eliminated 16th position.
It's a nice amount of kills for the guys over. I believe it was Nomad Warriors that got the kill, but either way, in this coastal area, we've got the Destroyer, we've got Rose. Rose have improved, but they definitely need to step things up. They're currently lying in fifth place overall on 164 points. What we've seen from them in the group stages, they can definitely really bring it to another level. You see the flank going around. Nice position by Rose. The Destroyer are looking to respond, Maxman. But when you look at the position of Rose, they've got 3 in that one area, securing that kill. Then you've got Hodge on the corner, waiting to surprise and flank out the Destroyer.
That was a little bit of a mistake coming up from the Destroyer. They had one scout that was way too far ahead and he had no map coverage. So he's not going to give a lot of info as he's brushing in with the UZ for Hodge, not connecting any of those bullets. Unfortunately, but having still a little bit of a split coming up for the members of the Destroyer. And there's a little bit all around the place. They did have one member that did go down. There was Kishne. I can't say his name. It's really weird. But right now, it's just Rose really putting a really good aggression phase. Hodge is not going to have that utility coming on through to try and get back. Will he get there in time? We'll have to wait and see.
We do see Molotov thrown out by Rose. It was looked to basically help manipulate the position of Destroyer, because it means they actually have to go around that. Around the Molotov, so it has actually changed up their position. Ooh. 2 members of Rose have now been knocked. Hodge followed by let's just call him James. So now they're there on the back foot. If I was the Destroyer, knowing that they essentially have 2 members knocked down, I'd go in for the kill. I'd go in for the execution, Maxon.
They could potentially do that, but I think that with that amount of utility also, they could get surprised and get turned on pretty easily. So I do understand why they want to try and play it passive, just taking their time. But now they had 1 member regen back up for the start of Rose, turning it back to a 3-3. So now if they had an opportunity to take it, now they do not have that anymore.
Plus, in the early stages, there's less chance they're going to have med kits, which means that even though they'll be able to heal up, it's not going to be at the same level. Yeah. So I think this Destroyer have missed out on an opportunity for now. Of course, time will tell. Still early days. Got plenty of time coming into these games, and yeah, let's see how this plan out. Yeah, they have regenerated that pretty well. Nice shots coming out from, I believe it was a Rose member on the side. You do see the position coming out, Maxon. 3 members of Rose just flanking around that building. 1 just hiding behind the wall. I think they know where he is, so it's going to be a little bit interesting.
We're going to be panning over to another skirmish just breaking on through. That's going to be Gamers of Pakistan versus Team No Mercy. Gamers of Pakistan, only 2 members strong. No Mercy, sticking together pretty nicely. Just going to focus all of their forces in one pinpoint area. And I would understand why Alpha is running away. You do not want to pick that fight, especially No Mercy, just one of the most aggressive teams in the entire tournament. Also a team that likes to explode themselves with grenades. So I do understand why they want to try and avoid that fight versus No Mercy that always drops in the same kind of area, so you're not really too surprised by what team is there. As the Destroyer pulling the trigger, once again, between themselves and Team Rose. Rose having upper hand. Ooh, Hodge.
Great play by S to get that knockdown. Hans also secures that kill. Really effective play coming out from Rose. Although he does flank around, he does get knocked down. He's going to get knocked out. That's going to be a squad wipe coming out from Rose, but not before Rose did lose 1 member, which was Hodge. Hodge has been very effective for his team in previous games.
He was shot caller also.
Yeah.
So that's a huge loss for the side of Rose.
Now, he will still be on voice comms, so I'm sure he will still be giving that level of direction and that level of team activity for the rest of his Rose team. I'd like to think so. As we do now pan over to ELEMENTRIX.
ELEMENTRIX, they've been a huge team in the group stage. They were like in the middle section of the standings, and then on the last few days, they got right back and rocket leaped over to that overall second position.
Yep.
They were doing absolutely awesome, and the semifinals, like even though they are in the top 16, they've been a little bit like it's super inconsistent, and I'm waiting way more performances coming out from this team.
Well, here's the thing, you talk about them, they're in 13th position at the moment, far from secure, being looking at as we are in Gamers of Pakistan. As you do look like, I've been doing a little bit of averages as the safe zone, the circle is activated. A lot of teams have moved into a circle quicker than I kind of initially managed, but that also makes sense because of that huge amount of water that is dominating the circle, Max.
You got 50% of the zone that is water, which repeats a little bit the zones we had on Vikendi last weekend.
Yeah.
And like that's what we were talking about. Thought like early stages of the semifinals, team wouldn't rotate fast. These teams rotated instantly, which I really enjoy. Once again, that means that you're going to have a lot more fights potentially early on because they're all clustered in one very small area of a zone that's already cut down by half. So we might have a few kills going down because they're going to fight over for the compounds.
And also, they're going to be somewhat more calculated fights, Maxon, because the team, they're going to be able to be in the right position that they want to, and they're going to be able to engage in the right way. Whereas what we saw previous weeks, as you mentioned, with the circle, with the team being on the edge of the circle or even outside of the circle, they would get knocked out and they would get affected by the blue zone moving in, especially as we get later on into phases where this blue zone starts doing a lot more damage. So definitely better play coming out from teams today.
Yeah, definitely really enjoying it, what's going on. Also, we saw T25 once again, a team that's been splitting a lot early on. This time around on Vikendi, they've been sticking together as a 4-man squad. I'm really enjoying it. T25, maybe this is your redeeming game, because them splitting, especially on Erangel, hasn't been working out for them at all.
No, it hasn't been at all. Dead right. We talked about it various times. So nice to see them joining together, looking to learn. Even if they're just trying a different strategy, when you try something different, you know, it's only you have a much bigger chance of wielding positive results in my eyes, Maxon. And then you're pushing the boundaries as a team. As we are onto gamers at Pakistan, they are outside the safe zone. They have kind of Nova near them, Hype also near them, a little bit in distance, but they're kind of sticking by the edge of the circle, Maxon. Yep. I do like that strategy from these teams. I'm all in favor for it.
Also, it's a compound right on the edge. You couldn't ask for anything better. If you have a team trying to force it through, you have the prime positioning to pick that fight. So really enjoying where they located themselves right now.
Now, I do want to talk about these teams and where they're positioned overall. Of course, you can find out all the information on
clubopen.pubgmobile.com.
But when you look at the likes of OnyX, they're currently in 7th place with 136 points. They're in a safe position, but not what we expected. And when we go down the standings and when we look at the point standings of these teams that are between, let's say, 14th and 20th place, there's only 30 points dividing those positions. So there's so many positions to play for. And then to edge it even closer, Maxman, between 15th and 19th place, there's only 11-point difference. And there's a lot of these teams that are actually playing in Group A and Group B in these games. So really, they've got to step it up and show what they are made of.
Also, with all the amount of points you're mentioning, that amount of points is easily taken over in the 8 remaining games for all of these teams. So they can put this entire current standings in a shambles right now. Gonna have to see how this first game's on Vikendi does go, though. As you have 14 teams still up and running with 53 players around the board. ELEMENTRIX still holding compound. They're doing a 2-2 split. Can work out. Also, they do have a road, so if a car comes through, they can laser it. Yeah. That's fine. We saw a few teams dying in cars, unfortunately, especially on Vikendi. So I understand if some teams try to avoid cars because bad memories.
It's like PTSD of just no, no. But a really great play coming out from ELEMENTRIX. They are also a team that really need to step up, as you point out, lying in 13th place. They have a lot more to prove. But then again, we do have these teams that are very much wait till the last second to bring it all together as a team in terms of the final games. Maybe they're the kind of team that really perform best under pressure, and not that they mean to put themselves in this situation, but it's where they really kind of, they hit over 9,000 in terms of
it's over 9,000.
Yeah, over 9,000 in terms of performance, and they're able to then pull out all the stops. So it's interesting to see how these teams perform based on mentality, positioning, and the stages of these of this PUBG Mobile Club Open.
The zone is about to close up. A lot of teams gatekeeping right now, but you have no more teams to avoid rushing in the zone, so they're not doing that.
We also have a majority of teams in the north. When you look at the south, by the coastal area, now it is going to have to move in by phase 3 or 4. It's going to have to go outside of the water. But either way, it's definitely right now favoring the likes of RG, ELEMENTRIX, and AST.
Right now, so as you mentioned, the zone is just about also to close up Imperium. And you have a few teams that are really good location, like CS Pro Gaming, Team Rose. No one really able to attack them from behind. Also, Team OnyX, they could get focused around by Team ELEMENTRIX. They do rotate, but I don't see many compounds which would force ELEMENTRIX to rotate out.
That's true, but based on the fact that the circle has to go out from the water and into the land, I am surprised that more teams haven't gone more to the west side in terms of where that kind of river is. I'm very surprised because more than likely it's going to end up kind of around there where that land is. the risk is that when you stay on the coastal line and it moves in, you put yourself under pressure of having to go into that safe zone where the blue zone causes more damage. We're going to have more teams compounded into a smaller area. So I definitely worry about that coming into these teams.
Yeah, as we're about to get the Phase 3 circles starting up Imperium. Once again, Phase 4, that's when no more water should be available.
Exactly.
So they have to rotate inland. Even though the teams that were on the coastline, they were not really on the coastline.
True.
They were a little bit inland. So even though the zone is not going to go for water, they might be in the zone if they're lucky, once again. I also saw a team that was straight in the zone right off the bat, and that was Cam to Win. Cam to Win has a really good history on Vikendi. They've always been able to reposition super fast. So Cam to Win going to be a big contender for this game, I do believe, Imperium. If they keep holding compounds, big positions, they should be good to go.
Absolutely no doubt indeed, Maxon. They've pulled it out before. Now we do see this next phase. Still coastline, so it's about 40% coastline, or 40% water, should I say. And we do see the likes of, T25, No Mercy. They're occupying around that bridge area. I would like to see these teams heading just outside Cement Factory, my apologies. Like I said, around the west side, the west central area of this circle.
Yeah, those teams might be clashing out. RGStarTeam, they're still on the very edge of that zone. There's no reason to give up your compound right now. And they also have cars if they have to rotate really fast in zone. So they should be fine in the next circle. Just going to be closing up in 1 minute, 20 seconds. So probably no teams going down for the next few minutes.
No, for sure. Talking about RG, they're currently lying in 10th, Max, aren't they? 122 points after 8 games. And considering how dominant they were in group stages, this is not where they would want to be. I'm sure they are definitely far from happy. Of course, they're still well inside the kind of, regional finals qualifying area, but when these teams are looking to go from regionals to globals, from globals to the live finals, they need to step things up.
Yeah, as we mentioned, these two teams on the edge of the zone, they're going to have to start moving in very soon as 40 seconds still remaining. Odin trying to pull off a flank. They were going to go on the lower section, but once again, it is TPP. So Punisher should be able to see Ares there as he's rotating around. He sees him.
And they'll also hear the footsteps as well. What I'm surprised, though, is that both teams are actually somewhat separated, Maxon. None of these two teams seem to be really kind of together. We do see Punisher has a bit of a view. Doesn't quite spot out Ares. The rest of his team, Punisher is a shot caller. He's an in-game leader. He should be communicating this with the rest of his team, and it does seem like that now they're flanking around underneath this bridge. I'd like to see Ganxi and Destro join the rest of Punisher to go underneath that bridge and get those shots onto T25.
Also, the skirmish is a 4v3 because early on, Thor unfortunately drowned.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with Thor, unfortunately, but he did drown. So rip a Reno for him, and now they're just going to have to try and pick that fight for themselves. No Mercy in a way better position to rotate inland. They don't have to take that fight. If they hold that position, they could have fought T25 as Ares does spot out Punisher. But Punisher just a little bit too split from his team. I think a little bit of lack of synergy, not really waiting there. But if Punisher does go down, still No Mercy, still 3 members strong. They'll be fine.
But what I like about what No Mercy are doing now is they realize they can't get the right shots onto T25. They can't get the right position. So then now with the zone moving in, they're kind of, okay, let's get into this circle. Let's get into a safer position where T25 are going to have to move in themselves, or we can get our better flank around as we are going to see this circle closing in sooner rather than later. So it's clever play coming out from No Mercy.
Yeah.
And they're a team that are lying in 16th overall, Maxon. So they're
Really like Ray Zone.
And remember what I said about only 11 points between 15th and 19th? That means one bad result, you are down in the elimination zone. Yeah. So they need. Also,
they're only 1 point ahead from Games of Pakistan, which is in top 17. So even more scary for them. They're going to have to try to be very cautious in Imperium. We are now still 14 teams all around the board with 53 players running around the map. And now we are almost going to be with the zone closing on through. We're about to enter phase 4 Imperium. And normally no more water should be. It's no more water indeed. And there you go. A big skirmish might be happening between RGStarTeam and ELEMENTRIX as they might be fine over this loot crate.
They could possibly, we will see if one of these teams will be baited by the loot crate, Maxman. And looking at this safe zone, you do see a lot of the teams are still outside. Rose, Hype, Gamers of Pakistan, T25, No Mercy, of course. I like where Camp to Win are. However, the risk is that if these teams move in, they could get really drowned out. Camp to Win could. I do like OnyX's position because they are kind of in the mountain area. They got nice high siding coming out from that one member being in his own, and then the 3 other players are in that compound. So really nice strategic play coming out from OnyX, and are well inside the safe zone.
Team OnyX, which is a team that's standing so far in 7th position. They are the only team in the group stage that has 3 chicken dinners in a row. And they've been also inconsistent. Like, they've been doing better, definitely. But like in the first weekend, they were like, especially the 2 first days, were like not that good. So we are definitely expecting a lot more coming out from Team OnyX. Punisher, though, going to be knocked on the side of No Mercy and probably going to get taken down. Has a little bit of coverage from those trees. But Gamers of Pakistan looking for kills. They do get it. Alpha picks Punisher up. That's going to be 3 members for No Mercy still running around. And
their in-game leader has been taken out for the count. Let's see how that does play in for this Australian team. The only Australian representative for No Mercy. And nice for Gamers of Pakistan to secure that kill. We do see in other areas of the map, Hype and Nova are coming together, which was kind of, I thought might happen at some stage of the game sooner rather than later. Maxon, but getting closer and closer in towards the later stages of this game. 20 minutes in, still got 14 teams, 51 players alive. Gamers of Pakistan looking to move into the circle. That blue zone is going to be starting to do a lot more damage to their health. Do you see an overview as it's going to start closing in? Cluster of teams in the north, very few in the center, and a few teams down in the south. So OnyX prime position, however, they're going to be facing action from kind of both sides, so they're going to have to be aware of that.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of teams taking them down potentially. But yeah, who's going to be king of the north, we'll have to wait and see. CsPGPk going to be clashing on through with Team Rose, going to be putting 1 member down. They're going to have to take their time, but once again, T25, a team that's been a little bit all around the place on this game so far. On Vikendi, might be clashing with Gamers of Pakistan. Emerge, going to be missing out that Molotov. Where's Rose? Just around the corner. Going to have that utility, that grenade coming on through.
I like what he's doing with that grenade. He's using it to reposition where Rose are, so he can try and spot out and get a couple of shots onto Rose. That's what I love about these utility items, like the grenades and the Molotovs. They can be used to reposition. However, CsPro Gaming are not in the comfort zone for now.
Rose, they're not really ready to give up this compound. They're trying to hold position. You have 1 member on the right side of your screen, just also in the house, holding it.
But they've got to be aware, Maxon. They've only got 20 seconds before this blue zone starts moving in. So it's one of these teams have got to make a decision sooner rather than later. I would like to see it be Rose. However, because when this blue zone starts coming in, Maxman, yes, you might take out the team, but you don't have the time to move into the circle, and you will end up potentially losing your life. So that's a very risky play from both teams.
As you mentioned, they do have a car up their sleeve right behind them, so if they want to rotate out, they can do it. Also seems like CsPro Gaming don't want to pick that fight so far. They did lose a little bit of their HP, so I do understand if Rose want to just peel back, get to zone, as you mentioned, just about to close up. Picking a fight out of the zone, especially phase 5 zone, is going to be a huge loss for both teams if they do pick it out. So it's just better off if both teams avoid that fight so far. As T25, Odin going to be knocked, regen back up, but they are also on the very edge of the zone, so they'll be fine. Seems like no team's ready to really threaten them so far.
They did take out, I believe, 1 member of Gamers of Pakistan, as far as I know, Maxon. So that was nice of them to add to their kill score overall, help get that final position, as we do see ELEMENTRIX outside the safe zone. They've got OnyX, I believe, Maxman, along with Wolf, has the higher ground. They're going to be under pressure. However, they do have the vehicle, so they could use this vehicle. Action now panning over to RG and Nomad Warriors, coming to blows.
Seems like Nomad Warriors don't really want to pick that fight. They're looking for compound, just a better position to actually pick that fight. OnyX, they are trying to take down ELEMENTRIX. Got 2 members away, Mr. Hyoju, which is the shot caller, and Poo Poo Man, Sean Orange, the 2 last chances of their team. They do have a car, going to try and rotate. They are also in the blue zone. Going to take that extra tip of damage. Once again, in the car, very predictable. Maybe Wolf is going to get that killing blow. He's ready to spray on through. Can he get it? Not too sure. Does have Sean right down Orange. You're going to have to try and leave right now, but I think this might be the end of Team ELEMENTRIX Adventure Imperium, unless OnyX are not really able to get that killing blow on him.
I think, oh, that's actually clever play.
Smart, yeah.
Going to blow up the vehicle. Going to move in. We did see the circle move into the next phase. Maxon, I'd like to get an overview of it to see where these teams are lying. But we still got 13 teams, 42 players alive. So as the zone gets, and as the circle gets tighter and tighter into the Vikendi map, these teams are really going to be put under a lot more pressure in the way they don't want to be, Maxon.
Team OnyX, they're on the move right now, and ready to get back to the zone. Orange able to get back up. Sean does have a little bit of utility popped out. The more utility you use early on, the less rotation are going to be available for you in the late stages of the game. So using that early on, even though it's worth it, like being 2 members is definitely really worth it to use one smoke. And the zone is going to close up in 30 seconds. So a very small amount of time for them to rotate, and they are pretty far from the next zone.
That's very true. On a side note, very clever play from OnyX. Not wasting any time in trying to, you know, take out ELEMENTRIX. They're just moving into the safe zone, so they get a much safer overall position. However, they come into a bit of pressure in this compound coming up against Rose. But we pan back over now to SRY. No Mercy and Nova getting closer and closer as we do see the safe zone. I think the safe zone is going to end up where you're going to have a couple of compounds. I think it's near the cement factory. Yeah. So we are going to have a lot of protective areas, a little bit of walls to hide behind. So these teams will have a bit of protection. But the risk with that, Maxon, is if you're in one compound, a nade of any sort to take out.
Talking about compounds, SRY and Cam2Win going to be facing up against each other. Actually, Cam2Win and SRY, the 2 only teams in this entire semi-finals to have 2 chicken dinners each. So which team will potentially get a third up their sleeve, we'll have to wait and see. Rose, multiple members in one car. Would not recommend to do so at this stage of the game, but if they can't do it like with another way.
They've only got 2. I think they've only got 2 or 3 members, so it's like, you know.
3, yeah. They have to be on the move. ELEMENTRIX, though, they're still up and running with 2 members. OnyX getting back to the compound, as Nomad Warriors also just barely able to pick them fights. They do actually get Wolf and Mirza down, getting actually 3 members down on their side. Nomad Warriors taking a really good fight for themselves, taking away that car just in case they want to try and rotate back out and looking for those killing blows on Team OnyX. Nomad Warriors still just smashing. We wanted them to step up, and the semi-finals, they have been doing great so far.
Yeah, OnyX are still not out for the count. They've still got Mirza alive out behind the trees. It was a little bit unfortunate where OnyX landed.
There it is.
Great headshots, knock down Nork. However, he's got to move in because he's going into the blue zone. He's moving in ever slightly closer. He's got to play the position however he can. Max, and as we do see, Numerk will have. Is he not going to take that kill, or is he going to try and bait him?
Fight.
A little bit interesting.
Oh, misses out. Nice juke coming up from one of the members of Nomad Warriors. That's going to be Bronze. Setsuro just peeking around the corner, not really picking it up. Yeah, just going to go for the kill, that's fine. Yeah, they are pretty far from the zone, Imperium. They do have 1 minute though, looking for the rush though on the side of Nomad Warriors, and Mirza going to get completely overwhelmed by sheer power and destruction. They're going to be getting out of this game so far. Imperium, Nomad Warriors picking up 2 huge fights for themselves.
It's not bad for them, however, they haven't got a lot of time to move in because look at that circle, Max, and you've only got 2 or 3 teams. The other final 7 or 8 are going to have to move in. It's very much occupied. There's still a bit of space around the west side of that circle, but like I said, you're going to have 7 or 8 teams moving into that small circle. We are going to get a huge cluster of team fights all in one small area.
Look at that. Nomad Warriors also picking a few kills on the Cam2Win right now. Not looking good for them. SRY also going to be clashing with Cam2Win again. So far, so good. 3-man party over the board. Cam2Win, they were holding compound and they're getting shredded to pieces. G-Play going to be the last member still up and running on their side. Can he regen back up disconnect? It does seem likely, but if he has to rotate back over to Akish, he'll have to use a lot of utility to get there. He's going to get shut down. Akish giving an extra kill point over to Team SRY, looking really good to try and get their 3rd win in the semi-finals.
That is very true, and we do look at Rose. They're going to have to start moving in the next 4 to 5 seconds. They are going to come across Cam2Win. Maxman, when you look at RG, they're just outside the safe zone, so they're actually in a decent position. They don't have SRY directly near them. They have got AST behind them, and also I think it's a Cam2Win near them as well. No, sorry, not Cam2Win, it's Team 10. T25, there you go. So I really like the position of RGStar.
Aim Locker and AK going to be shut down on the side of Team RGStarTeam. One also big contender for that chicken dinner. Nomad Warriors on the move, trying to force their way into the zone. They have to try and do it really fast. All of the teams have to get there because it's already halfway closed, and we're phase 7. Right now, Nova going to be trying to get location compound under their positioning. Nomad Warriors, though, they're a little bit too split. Gonna have kill, knockdown. Destro still holding position, a little bit sneaky. Gansky on the higher section. And RGStarTeam, they're getting lasered down.
Destro is going to be put under pressure by Nova. If he's not careful, he's going to be really want to be aware of how he's moving. Rose getting wiped out by Camp2. And I thought that was going to be Rose's fight to win. I thought they'd really flank around. They're known to be really good positioning in team fights. Camp2 took him out.
That's the strength of a compound move right there. You took out the team. No need to check it out, Camp2. You actually deleted Team Rose, so you're good to go. Just in case, you know, better safe than sorry. Nomad Warriors still not taking the time to get into the zone. They're pretty close. They can rotate back in. SOI are the team that are going to be on the back foot in the next zone period. They have to try and rotate back in as soon as possible. Camp2 in a really good location.
Actually, we've got 16, 14 players alive in such a small circle, but only SRY are actually in that safe zone. Maxon, you got Team 6, Team 3, I think that's Camp2 inside the safe zone, and Nomad Warriors are kind of just about there. However, you've got to fear for the likes of No Mercy. You've got to fear for the likes of Nova. They're not in that circle. They have to move in. They've got to get past SRY.
Yeah, like Nova, they're not looking that good on their positioning and trying to lead, but No Mercy still in their backs. They're going to get lasered from the front by Team SOI, by the right by Nomad Warriors. People all around the board, and that's what happens when you rotate a little bit too late. You're going to get overwhelmed as you're going to get pressured while you're trying to rotate in zone. And Nova, they lost GN. Bandit still using the smoke. And Nomad Warriors looking to pick that fight. Jumping on through. They're in the smoke. Don't see them quite yet. And they're going to get lasered from the back. Bandit doing huge moves and strides for his team. But doesn't see one member of Nomad Warriors that's just slipping his way through and have no info on Destro. Makes it through, but unfortunately going to be clashing with SRY here to take him down.
Okay, that was actually a great play from Nova to not move an inch. Let No Mercy move in through the circle. But now they've just been taken out by SRY. So it was looking pretty good. They're going to finish in the top 4. No Mercy, not the worst result in the world, but they kind of got a little bit lucky in some ways. I feel as the circle is now going to start moving in. We're down to 3 teams, 7 players. SRY, Maxan, they're in the prime position.
Not SLC going to be going down on the side of SRY. Camp2 G-Play getting a little bit off position. He had compound. I don't know why he gave it over. A little bit of a mistake in my opinion. ASD Astana, one member still up and running, trying to snake his way into the top 2 position if he can avoid that skirmish. But disconnect. I don't think can regen back up G-Play. G-Play, you're going to be a casualty on your side. SOI, 3 members strong. Once again, they did lose SLC a few seconds ago, but SOI I think might be taking this game home. But we'll have to wait and see. Oh, no, he gets Alex. Nice.
Right. But he's got to heal up. He's got to be careful because you see the response coming out from the rest of his SRY team. You went out in the open. Why did you go outside of the building?
You had the compound.
You had the compound. You could have used it as a bait. Feels a bad man, unfortunately. However, Astana still going to finish in the top 3 from a point standing point.
They are a team that have to step it up in Imperium.
True.
Like they haven't been doing that good in the semifinals. They like SOI. They 100% know where G-Play and Disconnect are located. Once again, Camp2 they saw how many team members are up and running, and now they did lose G-Play. Disconnect 1v3 scenario. You did see SRY the other day actually on Erangel that did pick up a 1v3. We'll have to wait and see. But now Disconnect going to regen back up, waiting in this blue zone. Imperium going to take a lot of damage, back up to 75% HP, trying to play the long game, but like it's not going to work out for you, my friend. That's not the strat you want to try and pull off. Maybe he's just avoiding to try and give over a kill too. I would understand why you're doing that, but they're looking to try and rush on through as the zone is closing on top of him. Battle of Regen, they still have the zone. Yeah, that's going to be the end of Disconnect, I do believe. Unless he has a huge amount of regen, which he does have, always able to get back up to 75% HP. This might be the end of Disconnect. It will be the end. Disconnect going to be putting Camp2 in 2nd position. SOI, number 1 position for themselves. 3 chicken dinners for them.
It's a little bit unorthodox what Camp2 did. As you do see kind of the kill counts and the kill feeds. But I don't disagree with it because the small potential was that Camp2 was going to be able to, let's say, have a high amount of meds. But when we get into such a late phase of the blue zone, it does so much more damage, Maxman. So it was an okay choice, but definitely nothing he could do overall. Because if he had gone in for that team fight, it would have been a 3v1 situation or even 4v1. As SRY take 1st place, Camp2 2nd, AST 3rd overall, Nova 4th, Nomad Warriors 5th, No Mercy 6th, and RGStar 7th.
RGStar, they've been like for this game actually they were doing okay because they have been doing way worse than 7th position over the first weekend of the semifinals. So RG able to reclaim a few more points going their way, but still, that was a huge performance coming out from Team SLY, playing super passive, not being overzealous, not being too confident, and they just went for the fight, hold their position, hold compound, and they did great.
And what was great for SRY is in the overall standings, Max, and they're in joint first position between themselves and Nova. So with that higher positive result, the higher kill counts, that's really going to give them a nice kind of breathing space.
A little head start.
And a little bit of a head start as we get into the final days. Of course, there's still a lot of games to come overall from a lot of these teams. But SRY starting things off very strong in this week 2 of the semi-finals. Of course, if you have been missing the action up until now, if you haven't been aware of what's been going on, and you do want to check out the results from the previous weeks of semi-finals from the group stages, you can head on over to clubopen.pubgmobile.com, and you do see the results there.
There it is. Team Rose. They got
juicy amount of points.
They got I think this is not that is not right, Mr. Production Crew. This is not right. Rose was not a #1.
Yeah, we will look to get that updated. Apologies about that, guys, and get correct standings up for you. But yeah, I also want to talk about the likes of even No Mercy, because, like I said, I think they got a little bit lucky in terms of their overall position, but they did play a lot safer. We saw when they were in that kind of bridge area with T25, it was close to the blue zone moving in. Instead of trying to fight T25, they actually played a much safer position by moving into the safe zone. And it was just that clever play when you're in that kind of elimination zone bracket of you need to get a good result, a safe result. It's playing the game to how you need to play it, Max.
Because No Mercy was known as a very aggressive team during the group stage, even the start of semi-finals, but now they're like thinking a little bit more ahead, and I got to praise them for that, like really good job. But anyways, this is the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split. Once again, it is brought to you through the power of Vivo, the official sponsor and official smartphone.
Ooh.
We have the smartphone from Vivo, the Vivo V15 coming to you live. Once again, it does have the fingerprint unlock. Also, it does have the face unlock if you do want, but I'm very ugly, so I'm not using that. But so this phone is really cool. Once again, it does have a Snapdragon 675. So if you want to play some PUBG Mobile action just on your phone, this is the phone for you. So once again, the Vivo V15. Also, if you do want to do a little selfie, look at that. Can you see on camera? You have this little pop-up selfie cam. Let's do a selfie. Let's go.
PUBG Mobile Club Open, baby.
This is a really great phone. Once again, 8 GB of RAM.
Yeah.
128 GB of storage if you want. So this is definitely the gaming phone if you want to try and play PUBG Mobile to the best of your potential. This is the phone for you.
Of course, as we will take you guys to break, as we will get into Game 2 action soon enough. It is going to be Miramar.
Miramar, derby
so
action.
I'm really looking forward to that. So don't go away. Grab your popcorn, get a drink, rest for a little bit, and I'm sure we will see you guys in a couple of minutes.
Your game, Vivo V15 series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile, be the one.
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split, brought to you through the power of Vivo. What's going on, Maxman? Still with Imperium. We're ready to jump into game number 2 on Miramar for some derby action.
Yeah, Miramar, Maxman. We haven't had Miramar for what feels like an eternity.
It's been like 2 days in terms of broadcast days.
I know, but it just we haven't seen as much in the overall PUBG Mobile Club Open.
This is our 4th game throughout group stage and semifinals.
Yeah. So it's just your thought. It's like 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
So it's great to see Miramar. Looking back at the first game for you guys, we did see SRY take first place with 43 points. Camp to Win taking second place with 24. AST with 22 points. So those were your top 3 positions. Great result for SRY. It does give them a nice point gap ahead of Nova, who are still in second. And then on that side note, because Camp to Win got a slightly better result than Nova, they're now only 1 point behind Nova in second. So it's very close in the top area of this standings match.
Battle for the #1 spot, Imperium. That's where it's going at. I'm really happy that the camera panned out a little bit too late because I was dancing to the ad just before. So I'm happy you guys didn't see that. But yeah, so we're about to jump into some Miramar action.
Yeah,
and it's going to be... I'm expecting a lot from Team No Mercy. There's been shown huge plays on that map and been able to rotate also pretty heavily. So No Mercy, I'm expecting like really good game from them.
Of course, Australian team, they did have a better result in that in the first game. My apologies, finishing in 6th place overall. And then from a standings point of view, they went from 16th to 13th. Now, they did overtake a couple of teams who aren't playing today in Group C, but they did overtake the likes of Hype, who have dropped down to 15th, and they are much closer to the likes of ELEMENTRIX. ELEMENTRIX didn't get a good result that first game. So either way, for this Australian team, if they are going to pull out the stops in Miramar, having that first good game point spaces is only going to help Maxon.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and show a good performance this time around, especially like what you said, also ELEMENTRIX. Like they're going to have to step it up this time around.
Definitely.
Because they are on the very edge. Like they were in 13th position before this game. I don't know where they're standing right now. I think they're still in the same... They're in the same area overall.
ELEMENTRIX. Yeah, they are in what? Where were they?
13th.
Yeah, they're still in
13th. So still, like, if you have too many bad performances...
My apologies.
Okay, so if you still have a certain amount of bad performances, you might go under that top 16. Because once again, this is the semi-final. So to get to the to get to the regional final, you have to get in that top 16. And so far, you have a bunch of teams like Team Hype, Abbott Esport, No Mercy, Gamers of Pakistan, Headshot. They're on the verge of making it up to top 16 or on the verge of going down to the lower 8.
I didn't get much of a chance to check where AST are in the overall standings, but I believe they will have jumped up. As far as I know, they were in the elimination zone. But with that fantastic 22 points, I'm sure they have really climbed up. Of course, if you want to check out where the teams are in the standings, if you do want to find out what happened in previous week's games, in the group stages, how these teams have gotten to where they are now, you can head over to clubopen.pubgmobile.com.
Yeah, and also if you're watching us live from Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, respectively, please don't hesitate and smash that like, follow, or subscribe button. Or as Tom would say, ding-dong that notification bell.
Ding-dong that notification bell. Actually, while we're at it, on a side note, if any of you guys that are involved in any of the teams playing in the wildcard region of the semi-final stages, please feel free to get in contact with myself or Maxon. Our Twitter handles are featured down below. You can find us on Twitter. Hit us up with a message. Get in contact with us because we would love to kind of help tell your story, give more information about, let's say, why you got a good result, how you got a bad result, why things didn't go the way planned. So please, any of the teams that are playing in the semi-finals, feel free to hit us up.
Definitely, if we want to try to have a little bit of insight from you guys, how you guys train and everything, and what you're thinking about the tournament so far. Once again, if you did just join us, game number 1 that happened on Vikendi did go over to Team SOI. SOI, the only team so far in the Wildcard Series to have 3 wins up their sleeve, followed up then very closely by Camp to Win, that did get the 2nd position. So both teams were battling for that 3rd chicken dinner in a row.
Exactly.
And that's why SOI, once again, is in 1st and 2nd position, fighting it out with Team Nova Esport. Like, eyes are on Nova Esport on this game, I do believe. Like, Nova, we're waiting for big performance from them because even though, like, here, if you're in the top 16, you're in a safe position. You're good to go. But when you're going to go over to the regional finals and you want to go over to the global finals, only one team will represent Wildcard Series. So you want to have a good performance throughout this entire tournament so you can feel confident when you go in that game to represent the Wildcard Series.
Exactly, and that's the thing. We talk about kind of getting through to regionals, and of course that's really important. And if I was playing in any of these teams, of course, you kind of take it step by step. But when you know for a fact that your team has that potential of representing and getting in that top spot, that has to be your aim. We look at the likes of RG, we look at the likes of Rose and the likes of Team OnyX. We've seen these teams pull out absolutely amazing performance and plays in the group stages, and they are faltering in the semi-final stages. And you got to think, well, what does that do to that mentality? Yes, they might get through to the regionals, but will it knock their confidence so much that they won't be able to really step it up in the regional finals to get to the globals? It's really interesting, and I want to see the likes of OnyX, RG, and Rose in particular really kind of turn it around in their favor.
And that's also where you've got to support your team. In the chat right down below, please tell me which team you're, well, tell us which team you are supporting right now. Like, you guys are fueling your team. Specifically, we were talking about Nepal throughout the first weekend of semifinals and the group stage. Nepal has been supporting all of these Nepal teams, and they've been loving it. Really, once again, like really teams like ELEMENTRIX, they've been loving it. So thank you so much for all of you guys supporting your favorite team or country, which is also great. And we hope that you might have your favorite team make it through to the regional finals, as we are still waiting to go into game number 2 on some Miramar action that should happen in just a few short minutes. We are coming very soon, but we're very beautiful in Pyramid. Like, people enjoy it.
Of course, of course. Who doesn't want to see our beautiful French and Irish faces, you know? Who would have thought such a baguette and potato duo would work together?
That would make a good sandwich.
Look at this. Max, man. We are into Miramar. We are into the action. The plane trajectory has kicked off. It's very centralized in terms of from around the northwest to the southeast. And it does give a lot of scope for these teams to, like you said, drop wherever they want to.
So we're going to have to see where the zone is going to be coming on through. We had a lot of water zones. Are we going to have a water zone today in Miramar?
I don't think we will, because when you look at the water zone, there's no real river in terms of the center of the map. The map is quite big, and there's not really that much area of water to affect the safe zone. It's not really known in Miramar, but of course, we can definitely be surprised. We're going to see this first safe zone.
I would love to have a zone on those islands on the east side. That would be such a funny game to have in Pyramid, but might not be the day today. ELEMENTRIX, once again, a team we were mentioning before the start of this game. They have to step it up right now.
They do.
Or they might be going home once again. 12th and 13th position around that area. A few bad performances, and they might be shot out of those qualification phases.
When you see the likes of AST stepping up and getting a second position, that's all it takes, Max.
Because AST was in 23rd, and now they stepped up to 22nd. So AST slowly crawling their way back up in the top 16.
Exactly, and then that's all it takes. So we do see in around these building compounds, we have OnyX, we have SRY, and we have RGStar. Of course, you have any idea of where SRY are, you do not want to go up against them. My apologies, my English absolutely failed.
There's a lot of people dropped at the same area when you could drop anywhere on the map, and we have 4 teams on the same location. In my opinion, that's a mistake from all of these teams. They should have spread out as much as possible. We want to play passive early on. Specifically, Miramar is such a big map. There's no reason for us to lose teams early on.
Definitely. Now, we do see SRY, I think, are actually, they are a little bit separated, Max, on that is one fear. Of course, no real team very close to them, but when you look at, they got 3 individual players looting 3 separate buildings. Early stages, that's not a bad thing, but you want to make sure you're distance yourself away from the other teams.
Yeah, definitely. I think they had the info and they just couldn't change their drop zone too fast. A few teams that are going to be in this area pretty nicely, very central. Hey, I said coastline. We have like 1% water.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But within that circle, about 90% of the teams are within there. You only have the likes of Nomad Warriors that are in the deep south, and I forget who it was that I caught in the north.
ELEMENTRIX.
ELEMENTRIX. So a lot of these teams are in the safe zone, so position is going to be very much key, trying to strategize and loot up.
Dansky seeming like a lonely wolf right now. Oh no, okay, his Punisher just popped in view. That's fine. Games of Pakistan. They spawn. Last game was only 3 members. I don't know if they spawn once again with 3 members. It does. No, they're 4.
Yeah, they're 4.
Okay, they're 4 right now. So that's cool. They had 1 member back in game. Might be an opportunity for Games of Pakistan to step it back up, which was before the start of the broadcast today. They were in 17th position, so just barely out of that top 16 spot you want to be in. So we're expecting a lot once again from this team today, as Aimlock are going to be put down on his knees. Imperium right off the bat. Going to be clashing back and forth with Team OnyX. Not really a good situation to be in. Miz are taking a little bit of damage from Joker, going to be peeking it up the top of that building. But RGStarTeam and OnyX should not be fighting this early on.
Yeah, of course. Now we do see, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. SRY have definitely distanced themselves. That was very clever play coming out from them. But we do see a knockdown by OnyX onto one member of Rose. So that's actually nice coming out from OnyX. Nice to see them really kind of play into this. Is it going to be Kobe play?
Our grenade going to be lobbed right up, not connecting on anyone, unfortunately. Was able to regen back up Aimlocker. He's trying to run back up to Joker to get him back up. But still, this fight should not be happening in Imperium. It's a big mistake. You do not have to pick that fight. If you can find a car, just RGStarTeam or Team OnyX, just leave. Even though Team OnyX has the upper hand, this fight early on should not be unfolding. So, once again, would recommend to just leave this area and go and loot elsewhere. Get yourself another compound, because you have so many compounds in the zone that are unoccupied and they can easily rotate around. So I'm just waiting for that to actually unfold. Seems like RG, they're slowly trying to get together. I would recommend definitely to try and find a car. But they are in zone, so this fight could go on for a really long amount of time in Imperium if they want to do it. They'll be good to go. Once again, if you are joining the action, we are in game number 2 of today after that first Vikendi map, where the chicken dinner did go over to Team SRY. Came to win, securing that second spot. But SRY, 3 chicken dinners up their sleeve and playing really nicely so far, but we're about to see what will unfold between RGStarTeam and Team OnyX.
Yeah, of course. Now, like, they're both in the safe zone, both comfortable. RGStar a little bit more separated, Maxon, so I would fear that might go against them, but it also depends on how aware OnyX are of the positioning of all members of RG. Whether it's between footsteps, sightings, and stuff like that, they will want to have communicated that very effectively. Right now, OnyX, they need a good result. Well, actually, both teams need a good result, but I'm actually going to highlight OnyX further, as they need a very good result.
They need to make it up right now in Imperium for what they did this last weekend. SRY, once again, got the chicken dinner last game on Vikendi. ARES, a little bit split, a very T25 kind of move. They love splitting, which is really weird. Like you mentioned earlier, between the games we were talking, and T25 had a really good performance last game compared to what they usually do, because they stuck together. And when they play most of their games, they split and they die super early on.
Now we do see Ares is in that vehicle. SRY spots it out, and he has been able to actually knock down Ares in that vehicle, so that's going to be a kill over to SRY. Yeah, it speaks for itself, to be honest. T25, stop making these mistakes, you know, look
Stop
to really stop it. But no, it really just makes logical sense that if it's not working for you, if you're not getting these really good results when you're split into 2 or even split into 1, it just does not make sense.
Also talking about splitting, RG still haven't given away their position. I think that, once again, Team OnyX or RG must leave. They can easily get enough coverage to make it far away. Like, they got a few cars, I think, in the distance, and they can easily make it out. And we have one member of OnyX that is a little bit split away. I think that both teams just don't want to pick that fight, but they just also don't want to peel back because they might get taken down.
Exactly.
It's like a Cold War. Like, if you leave, you might get shut down.
That is very true. And when you're both in the safe zone, there's no real rush, so you just look to play it safe, as ELEMENTRIX looking to move in from outside the circle into it.
Because they were really far away. So, and that's what we were mentioning, like, teams now starting to rotate way earlier. So I'm really enjoying what these teams have been pulling off in the semi-finals. We did lose one member. I don't know who it was a little bit early on, but now we have only 60 players on this map for Miramar.
It's going to be very interesting.
I thought you were going to say spicy.
Indeed. No, it's not that spicy.
Spicy.
It's not that spicy. A vehicle has been blown, or nearly blown up, as ELEMENTRIX looked to really recover well. A little bit of damage was taken on their side. I think it was that one member of RG that was shooting from a distance. That could have been the case. Now, as we do see, this game is getting closer and closer to this first circle being compounded into the next one. We are 8 minutes in, Maxon. Set, still 16 teams, 60 players alive. Rose and SRY come closer together.
Rose a little bit split right now. SRY playing all of their forces in one specific house, and they're trying to play around. Chuck LCC on the side of SRY. with the first weekend of the semifinals, the highest kill points going his way. He's got 23 kills for himself in only one small weekend. So Chalk LCC definitely a big contender for his team. And yeah, really hungry for those kills, Imperium. Now they got back to 4 members, having a little bit of a flank coming out from Alex, able to take 1 member of Rose almost down, but not really working out. And Rose makes it out with the M14 and able to turn it around pretty nicely.
Well, there has been a couple of knockdowns. SRY, they're in top position. They're ready to continue their dominance. They have knocked down Rose. That's pretty much going to be a squad wipe. It is a squad wipe. Rose, if you need a good result, don't go up against the top team. Just get away, play safe.
Rose, one of the top contenders in the group stage, and now they just went one by one, got taken down, and like the lack of synergy there was so like easily visible. There's like, why are you doing that, Rose? There's no reason for you to pick that fight.
It's not the Rose that we're used to seeing, in fairness. So
we are,
SRY staying very composed.
We are used to seeing an aggressive Rose.
Exactly.
That was aggressive, but not really thinking ahead.
Now, we do see the circle has moved in. So about 60%, 70% of our teams are inside the circle. However, one thing to point out is that a lot of them are chunked up in around the north side of the circle. I'd like to see them kind of spread out, but then on the side note, the final teams that aren't in that circle, Maxman, they are on the south side. So they are going to have a lot of space to move around, maybe stick to the edge of the circle and move in. Now we do see, I said, Hype, CS Pro Gaming up in that north there outside the safe zone. Yeah, so you do see 2 or 3 teams outside of that circle looking to move in. They could come across each other.
They're like, OnyX and RG have been holding this compound since the start. KharDimaghh like, oh, we want a little bit of piece of this cake, so we're going to be joining on through. KharDimaghh, last position.
Man.
And they are not doing good, but they are sticking together. They've been always used to split, drop, and they're now sticking together. Maybe this is the opportunity for them to crawl back in the leaderboard. We'll have to wait and see. You
could say they kind of have nothing to lose, Max, man.
Yeah,
just go for it. Look to get these positive results as much as possible. Gamers of Pakistan, this Pakistani team, like you mentioned, they're around just outside the safe zone, just inside the safe zone. So, you know, or should I say elimination zone and the overall standings. My apologies. So they need a good result. They need a very good standing in this Miramar map. We are 11 minutes in. We are down to 15 teams with Rose being the team taken out. 56 players alive. Start getting tighter, but this is what we are used to in Miramar map.
Yeah, what we're used to. The map is just so big that normally, we say normally, there shouldn't be any fights. But we had one team get swiped out. Not really that good. Games of Pakistan going to be rushing on through with Team No Mercy. Going to be losing Yamin and Alpha. Car explodes in Oblivion. Games of Pakistan losing already 2 members. They're not flushed out whatsoever. The Games of Pakistan don't want to pick that fight. The 2 remaining members running away, trying to get those positioning points for themselves. I understand after I think that was a little bit overzealous to rush compound without info.
Well, but then again, the map is so big, you're not necessarily sure where teams are. What Gamers Pakistan did do cleverly is that they were in, although we do see they are jumping into where Nomad Warriors are. However, Gamers Pakistan had split up into 2 vehicles. So that's one thing that they did positively. Now we are going to see No Mercy after securing those 2 kills. Gives them a nice chunk of confidence that they responded very well and very effectively. They're now going to look to move in and stay around the edge of the circle.
Yeah, they can easily rotate back in. Nomad Warriors not too far away. They can probably pick a fight with them. Camp to win, always having really good highland positions for themselves. Did have one knock though, going to try and regen back up with Nomad Warriors going to be sniping on through from a distance. Using quite a bit of utility this early on, maybe not that good for Camp to win, as the zone is going to be right on top of this skirmish.
That shift from the north to the south in that circle, Maxon, that is huge. And all of these teams like OnyX, RG, KharDimaghh, AST, they're going to have to move in and they're going to come into a cluster situation, and it really leads for a bit of a calculated play from these teams, because if you go in first into the circle, you could get shot from behind. And if you go in middle, you could be facing action from all directions. So it's really going to be risky.
Nova and SRY, the #1 and #2 team respectively in this tournament in the semifinals so far, going to be clashing on through, and they're going to be taking a lot of shots, and that's going to be Nova, I think, getting the upper hand on SRY and taking them out, I do believe.
We will see. We'll kind of find out. Hopefully the camera will pan over, but right now, Nomad Warriors looking pretty good in the standings overall. In around 6th position. As you pointed out, yes, indeed, Nova are getting the better of SRY. SRY, I believe, are down to 1 member. That is SLC. Could this be a shift in the overall positions? Could this be SRY throwing their first place out the window? Of course, time will tell. Nova not being afraid to go at them.
A little bit of utility coming out of SLC, trying to make it out just in time. They're going to be closing up on SLC slowly, though, so might be 14th position, going to get sniped from a distance. I believe that is an M4, and he's taking quite a bit of heavy damage. ELEMENTRIX also has the info. The Shack, just in time. The Shack of Dreams, just what you needed. Can you turn it around? Mr. Hyozu and Sean from ELEMENTRIX looking to get on through, but look at that. Nova eSport in the distance, getting one knock, taking him down. Mr. Hyozu, the shot caller of ELEMENTRIX, knocked out.
Very true. Nova don't care who it is. They'll shoot at anybody. They will shoot at anybody. They see a body, they'll go for it. Doesn't matter if it's SRY or ELEMENTRIX. They want to add to their kill points.
They're all inclusive. I like it. Thank you very much, Nova. Though, AST going to be coming in the back of this team. We'll be able to get 2 knocks on Bandit and A. Where is the rest?
There was one member of CsPGPk that knocked out Bandit, and then ELEMENTRIX Sean has gotten that killing blow onto that member of Nova.
Pretty fun distance for the remaining members of Nova. A, I don't think can get regened in time. Yeah, going to get taken down by CsPGPK in the distance.
All along and all around that one member of SRY, SLC, has been able to survive. So he actually very much benefited from ELEMENTRIX and Nova coming at each other. So really nice play. He is in the safe zone around that bravery area. So nice, bravery, sorry, area. So nice play coming out from SLC.
Lucky Shack going for SLC, really lucky. He was also in an open area, like 3 teams, 2 teams behind him, 1 team in front, and he make it out alive. Might get swooped out by ELEMENTRIX, which is still holding the compound. Another big shift right down to the south of the zone. And Nomad Warriors and No Mercy come to win in a really good position to take this game.
Very true. However, we do see Nomad Warriors are flying around. I think Camp to Win and Nomad Warriors are coming up against each other, so No Mercy could benefit from that. But like you said, we have clusters of about 10 teams are going to be moving down from the north into that circle. So we are going to have these teams really having to be aware of where they're positioning, using the hills and their and the compounds that they come across to protect themselves, play calculatedly, but they also want to be aware that it's going to be starting to move in the next 15 seconds max on. A lot of action going on.
The Destroyer, they're in such a nice position right now. They have a compound that's on the very edge of the zone. No one can attack you from behind, and if they do, they'll be probably dead. But they do lose a Kshn. I never know. Like Kshn, like he's going to get knocked, but he's going to get regen back up because they do have the compound, so you can peek at that point.
Sure. Now we do see Camp to Win disconnect. He was the final remaining member for Camp to Win in that last game.
Oh, okay.
In that last game, he tried to medicate himself up towards the bitter end, but didn't manage to survive. Hopefully they won't get into that situation once again. But RG and OnyX still coming close to each other with that final member of SRY, you know, looking to stay out of trouble.
Talking about a final member, Odin from T25. Able to sneak it through, but you're going to have a huge wall to make to get past. That's going to be ELEMENTRIX and AST gatekeeping that zone. Shots fired once again. OnyX going to be losing Vegeta, unfortunately, and that's going to be, I believe, the end of their story.
And RG coming in with a little bit of a clutch plays. Oh, SLC knocks down Aim Locker.
Nice.
That could be a kill. It is a kill for SRY, so that doesn't hurt himself. He's now going to have to try and move in because he's taking a good bit of tick damage. This is phase 4 of this blue zone, Max, and he's going to try and heal up. There is only, I believe, 1 final member of RG, so it could be a 1v1 outside the circle.
But RG do have the zone too, so if SLC tries to make it through, he might get gatekeeped, but it seems like also it's a fight you want to try and avoid, try and get to the zone as soon as possible. Odin, once again, the last member of T25 on the move. The ELEMENTRIX at the tippity top of this mountain, ready to say hi. Well, I think he has the info.
They have their own distraction because they've Nova very near them, Maxon. So ELEMENTRIX aren't necessarily going to be worrying about one area when they're coming up against another area. Poo Man getting knocked down by Zhao Z, Jay in, and Zhao. Zhao Z kind of hiding behind the area. They do move around, but we do see ELEMENTRIX now trying to move around. It's going to be Jay and get flanked beautifully by Orange, but they turn it around, and both members of Nova manage to survive.
Orange! He had the perfect flank and he missed most of his bullets on that AKM and he got shut down by Nova Esport. It was a really good move that was pulled up by ELEMENTRIX. I got to praise him. That was a very smart move. But Nova just came out on top and I think that was just like a little bit of a...
Well, it also started with the knockdown in the vehicle. That really put ELEMENTRIX under pressure. It was a great flank by Orange.
It was flush too, yeah.
But it didn't quite work out for them. Got turned around. It was great response rate by JN and Zhao to get the kill, to get that squad right now. CsPGPk, they are in a distance. They see where Nova are. They're trying to get the shots off, but not quite connecting. As the circle has moved in, it's very much in the center. You've got a lot of mountainous area. It is kind of quite flat though around there, Max, and not much protection. So you're going to have to use the bumps of the hills to try and hide and peek around.
You got to use those lips of the hills as much as possible. That was camp to win. Like the two locations that are really good to keep in that zone. It's under the strengths of camp to win. They're doing great so far. So once again, T25 Odin just snaking his way through and able to make it into potentially the next zone, but AST is just up top that hill.
That's true. AST got a fantastic result in this first game of today's games, finishing in third overall. Looking to climb up out of the elimination zone in the overall standings. They're taking it one game at a time. We're down to 10 teams maximum, 30 players alive. 20 minutes into this game, it's going to start to get closer as the play zone does take out that final member of SRY. They got as many kills as it could, but definitely not the result they would have wanted. However, because Nova got squad wiped, they didn't do better than Nova.
Nomad Warriors pulling the trigger, trying to get to the zone ASAP, but Gplay going to get also one member knocked on their side. Camp to win Gplay now is going to get knocked, probably flush too. They're going to try and get that kill ASAP. That's going to be Camp to win taken away with only disconnected available on the side.
But look at Destroyer from distance. They're getting trouble from AST. They're also going to have to be aware of Nomad Warriors from behind. Nomad Warriors really using the tree, using the lip of the hill, also even using the loot crate to really flank around and get as much damage as possible.
It's just spraying as much as possible. S super low right now, might get knocked down. Yes, it's going to get knocked down by Nomad Warriors. They're getting third man partied. The Destroyer in the worst position to be in right now as AST slowly but surely going to be advancing forward and maybe trying to get that shut down, but the Destroyer, a lot of utility used on early on. It's a very open area map, so using all that utility right now is going to be a really sticky situation to get out of later on.
It is, but when you're trying to fight for as much of a high position as the Destroyer are, you just got to take it step by step. A grenade did connect a little bit onto one member of the Destroyer, not quite knocking them out. We do see a lot of these teams, they're very heavily spread apart, but they are shooting from a distance, Maxon.
Grenades, no Kobe's coming on through. Unfortunately, the Destroyer wants to get... Oh, another grenade coming back on the side, but no mercy. Losing members slowly but surely. A little bit of spam. Is that 14, mini 14, will be able to get a few nice shots on Nova, but not taking anyone down whatsoever. He has an angle on Nomad Warriors, going to be spamming on through, but really doesn't connect any of those either.
Look at that final member, T25 on the side now, not moving at all. Staying where he is, using every single bush that he can to his protection. We are now going to get into the next phase. This circle has shifted very much into the east side of this map, benefiting the likes of Hype and that final member of Nova. CsPGPk also in a good position, whereas the teams on the west side are going to have to move in. We're down to 8 teams, so about 5 of them having to move in.
Throughout the entirety of this game on Miramar, the zone has been running away of big batches of player, which I really do like. It's forcing those players from already being on the move most of the time, get into the safe zone, to the next circle as soon as possible. As they destroy, they're losing players.
That's true. What I did notice about Hype is that they got a good position overall in the circle, but when you look at where they are, they haven't got much lip action in terms of protection. They only have the vehicles really, but they could be easily blown up. So in my opinion, they would actually want to find a slightly better area of protection, any kind of small compound or lip to a hill that they can hide behind.
I have a little bit of a voice comm right now coming to you guys. I don't know what they're saying, but it seems like they are hype as hell to go for that $2.5 million cash prize.
You're saying Maximum and Imperium are great.
What?
They're saying Maximum and Imperium are great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know, but like it's pretty obvious. Everyone would say that. Still well span coming off through from Nova. Xiaozi again. Otmar. Nicely done. Is he going to try and flush him down? Seems like that will be the case. Nice. Nova still only 2 members strong and holding this lip of the hill pretty nicely. A loot crate right on top of them. What is going to be in there? We'll have to wait and see. If they go on AWM, that would be perfect because everyone is zoned out and they can easily just snipe down a few members. The Destroyer, they're so low right now, and AST pulling the trigger finally, but they're also getting taken down slowly from afar with the M4 by Xiaozi. He's getting that nice shutdown. Oh,
final. Great shot coming out from Nova onto that member of AST. You gotta give credit to Destroyer, even though they got put under a lot of pressure. They are low in health. They're still managing to survive. I don't know how he's stayed on this sliver of health. And then we do see the other two members of Destroyer just hiding behind the car, trying to let things die down a little bit. I do like that they're actually separated, Maxon, because the thing is that if you're separated, you're able to get a better level of positioning on the final enemy team. Hype being put under pressure. This is what I talked about, Maxon. They only have the vehicle. They don't have much of a lip of a hill to hide behind, or they're being put under pressure.
This is such a stressful position to be in if you are Nova eSport. You have teams north, east, west, and south. You just got players everywhere, so you got to be very careful. They have a little bit of utility getting used up. They just have that little like dump.
Dip. Yeah, it's like dip dump. Yeah.
And like they're doing really good with it, to be honest. Knowing what's given to them, they're doing great. But CsPro Gaming seem like they're slowly going to be easing their way back in, and the zone going to be about to close up. See where these teams are going to rotate on through. Car does explode, going to get that securing killing blow on Satsura of Nomad Warriors. Now they're also going to get another knock from Nurik, just trying to run away from this blue zone, taking a little bit of extra tick damage. Might be going down soon. Bronzer trying to go for another rush down that hill, but he's just going to get completely lasered by the Destroyer, owning this part of the hill.
That was like a streak play coming out from Bronsberg. Gets knocked down, going to lose his life. However, CsPro Gaming are returning fire onto T25. So they are facing pressure from all angles. I am interested to see what Nomad Warriors will do as a response, because they could flank around and possibly get on to Destroyer. However, this circle is getting closer and closer. 5 teams, 14 players alive. 25 minutes in this game. Maxman.
Hype, and be careful though, CsPro Gaming, they're slowly easing their way up to Xiaozi and GN, but okay, they're just taking their time. But right now, the zone is on top of Nova and CsPro Gaming. They're going to have to try and rotate, specifically for Nomad Warriors and Hype. They're going to have to rotate through, and they have to make it through that road, so they're going to have to use some utility to get there.
But what's interesting is the two teams out inside the safe zone are actually potentially going at each other. The teams outside the safe zone are also going at each other. Nomad Warriors, Norik does knock down S. That could be T25 getting put under more and more pressure. These teams, especially Nomad Warriors, you've got to make a play to move in. The blue zone is now going to crawl in further and further, Maxon.
Go to Snipe, going on through with Nixon, Turtle, and Snake, taking the opportunity to shut down and flush Nit out of into Oblivion. CsPro Gaming only 2 members remaining, as they do have Adele not emerged, still up and running. But that's going to be the end of their story. CsPro Gaming getting 5th position all around, and still Nova is still up.
They did. They are still up. Absolutely fantastic play. Found really good position. They've also had the circle go in their favor a little bit as well. Got to give credit to Hype, because I talked about their position earlier. They moved away. They managed to find that little dip, and they caught out CsPro Gaming. So nice response coming out from them. We do see 4 teams, 9 players alive. Let's see who's going to come out on top, Maxan.
Yeah, Bull trying to have that make his way through. Once again, as I mentioned, he did have that road to go through, so he's going to get shut down. And still Nova, GN on his knees. But Hype, they're going to be a little bit too busy. Wiz Karsten right around the corner. 3 teams remaining all around the board. Karshi still has a little buff cover with that car. S is going to be trying to pick that fight with Hype. Will get put down on his knees. And now Karshi has to pull the trigger. He has to do something. This is the opportunity. Nixon, can he get him down? No, Nixon able to respond with heavy fire. Now, Nova eSport, this is your opportunity. You are 2 members strong. You have a bunch of knocks on the side of Team Hype. Maybe you can try and pick the opportunity. Goes for the flank. Perfectly executed, and Nova eSport having this huge disadvantage in this end zone and turning it around. What a bunch of beasts.
And you even see towards the end, they responded so well to being aware of the fact that that the 2 teams outside of them were going up against each other. So common sense says that some damage would have been dealt to the final remaining team other than them. So they responded well. They knew they had the high ground, and they executed brilliantly. They didn't wait for the next circle. They didn't wait for anything. They just came in strong, came in hard, and they finished this game first place overall. But also got to give credit to the likes of Hype and the PAL team needing a positive result in 2nd place. The Destroyer also needing a good result, finishing in 3rd. Nomad Warriors consistently in the top 5 or 6, finishing in 4th. Then CsPro Gaming 5th, AST 6th, and T25 finishing in 7th, Maxon.
Yeah, T25 and also the Destroyer. They've been doing pretty good so far today. Pretty nice performances on Vikendi and Miramar. Once again, Nova, this is their 2nd win in the semifinals. So they were also in 1st position before the first few games that we had today. So Nova They are in #1 spot, and they are keeping it under their control.
Exactly. And also, you got to point out the fact that OnyX, RG, Rose, Camp to win, they didn't really have super good results. So that's really going to take them away as we do see the results of this game. As you point out, Noah getting 12 kills, 42 points overall. Hype in second with 29, Story in 26, and Nomad Warriors in fourth with another consistent 21-point game. Brilliant.
Nomad Warriors have been doing really good basically on the Miramar map. Like I mentioned that before the match. And
True.
Like Nomad Warriors, they're really confident on that, on Miramar. And it's worked out for them. Like last time they played on Miramar, I do believe they did get the chicken dinner. Or they were at least in second position or very, very close to that top 3 Imperium. So Nomad Warriors really enjoying Miramar. We can have more Miramar action actually even on Sunday. So they're going to be really, really happy chappy. And they're going to... and
Really
like,
happy
see, RGStarTeam, like they're just, like compared to the group stage, like it's just completely fall down to earth.
It is. Now, like, it's not the worst result in the world, but to echo what I've already said, when you're fighting for regionals and when you're fighting for that one global spot, boys and girls, you've got to be able to step it up. You've got to be able to do what Nova did in that game. Fighting under pressure from SRY, fighting under pressure from multiple teams in multiple angles and multiple times in the game, but taking control every single time, you're going to come out on top. Really great play from these teams, and you want to see the likes of OnyX and RGStar do the exact same thing, Maxon.
That's Nova. Like, once again, you mentioned, like, under pressure, Nova, they had only 2 members remaining. Teams up north, south, east, west, everywhere, and they were able to come out on top at the end of the day because they took the perfect opportunities. But if you did unfortunately miss the first 2 games that just happened, you want to try and stay informed and get updated on everything that's happening around the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split, please do not hesitate and head on over to clubopen.pubgmobile.com and you have all the info right there.
Of course, and like we always say, whether you're watching us on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button so you can stay up to date, get notified when we go live in all regions of this PUBG Mobile Club Open. And of course, I do want to say, like I said previously, before we went into Miramar, if you have any of the teams that are playing in the wildcard region in the semi-final, please feel free to hit us up, myself or Maxon, on Twitter. Send us a message. We would love to talk to you guys about how your teams are performing and shoot a couple of questions over to you.
Yeah, we'd love to have your insight once again, guys. If you enjoyed that Vikendi and Miramar action, well, we got way more coming your way with some Erangel action very shortly in just a few short minutes.
Your game, Vivo V15 series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile, be the one.
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
Up your game. Vivo V15 Series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Hey, welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open. We're ready to jump into game number 3 on Erangel. Ready to jump right into it.
Yeah,
Two insane first games. Two insane first game Imperium. They were really nice. And now we're going to go back to where everything started once again. The best map.
Erangel, the one and only, the true destroyer of hearts, the true creator of dreams, you could say. Maybe I'm hyping that up a little bit too much, but either way, of course, the PUBG Mobile Club Open is brought to you by Vivo, the official sponsor, the official smartphone of the PUBG Mobile Club Open. If you have been missing any action that we've had so far, you can head on over to where Maxon is, right there, to clubopen.pubgmobile.com. You can find out all the standings, the schedule, look back on the group stages, look back on last week's semi-final stages. It's all there for your beautiful faces to have a look at.
Also, if you're watching us live on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, please don't hesitate to hit that like, follow, or subscribe button to know when we do go live. And also, like, once again, as Tom says, ding dong that notification bell, and we'll be good to go. But yeah, Erangel going to be coming on through some teams that really love that map, as we are actually just about to drop Imperium on this map. But some big teams going to be showing up today.
Of course, we need some teams to really step up. I said it before when we got into Miramar, and it's the same story for these teams. The likes of RG, the likes of OnyX, the likes of Rose, they need to get a good result. On a side note, as these teams are dropping down, Rose loves Pachinki. We do No Mercy. They love landing in Primorsk, but they actually aren't going to be able to get there from the plane trajectory. So I would imagine them dropping somewhere a little bit safe or close to Primorsk and getting in that vehicle, or they'll look to switch up their strategy.
And then T25, they're just going to go for the split, as always. And hasn't been working out for them, even though they did have one good performance last game. Would still not recommend to do that this early on. Stick together, avoid fights, and you'll be good to go.
Of course. Destroyer occupying this nice compound around the Lipova area. Let's see if they can do something with that. ELEMENTRIX Orange got itself a vehicle straight away. They are in that area. I forget who it was they were coming up against, but they quickly got in 2 vehicles and moved away.
I think they want to try and go for George Pole, because that is where their main drop location on Erangel. And so I would definitely expect them to rotate towards there, also because no team should be there to stop them from doing so. So I think that's a good rotation for Team ELEMENTRIX overall, as we did spawn in with only 63 players. So one team is only 3 players strong right now.
Yeah, if we can possibly have an overview of where the zone is, where the circle is going to allow our teams, or dictate, should I say, where these teams will look to position getting later into these games. Right now, Nomad Warriors, they are in my opinion, the most consistent team of the semi-final stages, Max. And their results have been bang on, bang on, bang on. Very few disappointments. And what that has led them to is that has led them jumping up the table to 4th place overall, overtaking the likes of Rose, overtaking the likes of OnyX, and actually putting them closer to Camp to Win, who's in 3rd place.
Camp to win is a big contender on that first weekend. They were doing great, especially the first day. And if you can take over Camp to win, you're like, they're already pretty safe for the top 16 and going over to the regional final phase, but still, you've got to try and be consistent. Once again, game number 1 on Vikendi, Nomad Warriors, they were 5th on the last game on the Miramar. They were in 4th position. So once again, very consistent.
Exactly.
And we're waiting to see even more on this third game on Erangel once again. As OnyX, they are the new trusted process.
I was just going to say, they are the process of Group A, occupying the military base area. We do see ELEMENTRIX have gotten into that George Pool area, just looting up effectively. SRY getting into that vehicle. In one vehicle, one might add. But in fairness, Erangel is such a big map that I don't think they'll get into a sticky situation for now. Of course, as you do see this circle.
Look at this big zone. So many players and teams going to be on that east to north side of the zoning pyramid. They can easily rotate in. You shouldn't have any teams getting taken out this early on unless a team wants to gatekeep it. You might see the likes of Camp to Win having a hard time making it through, but still, they should be good.
There is a cluster of teams around that north side, so definitely a little bit risky. See how it does play out. OnyX is in a very safe position when they want to move out from military base, Maxon. I doubt it's going to be a military base finish. Of course, Rose, who occupied the Pachinki, they're dead center for now. We will, I would imagine, see a couple of shifts in the circles as we get through the phases, Maxon. So it'll be very interesting how that does play out. And like I said, dictates where these teams do position. Hype and Nomad Warriors, they're close to each other.
Team Hype coming to you live from Nepal. Team Hype, actually, at the start, they were in a 14th position. They were in that great area where they were about to get potentially pushed out of the top 16, and now they've secured themselves a pretty nice position. Don't get too confident, but they're safe for a bit.
They're in 11th place, Maxon. They're definitely in 11th place. Good position overall. However, one thing I calculated is from 12th place to 20th, there's only 26 points between those positions, Maxon. That is 8 positions, 26 points. That is so close. And that's literally like safely in the regional finals to being eliminated quite effectively. So these teams really got to step up.
Yeah, because like only one chicken dinner is more than enough to make it through. So you just need one good game, and you can potentially get in it.
That's true. However, I do want to echo how important consistency is when we see the likes of Nomad Warriors get those consistent results and climb up the tables. Of course, for the lower teams like Hype, as you said, got a good result in that last game, has moved them up. So we're dead right there. Getting into 5 minutes, 50 seconds of this game. Still 16 teams, still 63 players alive. The safe zone is in around the middle of the map overall, favouring for now the likes of Pachinki area. We had seen, Maxon, that a lot of teams were kind of chunked around the north side, looking to move in, east side. There you go. So we'll see how these teams are favouring out. But right now we're on to Nova.
Yeah, we have a nice amount of early game rotations. You have so many teams that were out of the zone now that most of them did rotate in.
True.
Really enjoying it. Fast action, just going to be getting in that safe position. Aris, a little bit FK on the side of T25. They'll be good to go. And Nova also a little bit split. They do have a few cars under their control. Should be able to get back together.
They're just going for a bit of a drive. Sunday drive, Maxon, in this Erangel map. It's such a big map. I'd give that handbrake turn 7 out of 10.
Fast and furious, let's go. But right now, Gamers of Pakistan always going for this apartment/school location. It's been really working out for them so far. Gamers of Pakistan, at the start of today's games, they were in 70th position. One really risky zone to be in. And now Gamers of Pakistan, they are still in 17th position. So haven't been having the amount of success they were expecting. Nope. Gamers of Pakistan play a lot more passive. They've been rotating pretty well, but unfortunately not getting to compound in time. And that's what, unfortunately, in the 2 first game, cost their demise.
Exactly. Very, very true, Max. And so hopefully they can step things up a notch going into this game 3. Rose.
Who is it?
Pachinki. You know, they go together like a nice grilled cheese sandwich. That's it.
You're making me hungry now, Imperium. Thank you very much.
No
but yeah, they're just holding that same location all of the time. No one really wanting to deal with Team Rose, even though Team Rose did lose a few of their spots. And they are now in 5th position behind Nomad Warriors, who didn't mention earlier. They did overtake them. So Rose, you have Pachinki. Show us what you can do with it.
Exactly. Loot that bad boy to pieces. and then move into the safe zones. Get a good position for yourself. But CsPGPk, they are nicely positioned there around the Roshawk area. We're going to see the circle moving in. A good chunk of these teams are just outside the Roshawk area and around the Adnite Polyana. We could see a lot of fire going out. So could see a couple of disappointing squad wipes for these teams anyway, if they have their way.
No players have been taken out so far, but once again, it is early on. You have so much room to work with towards the southwest section of this new circle, so they're going to try and rotate fast. Counter win. Going to get sniped down a little bit from afar by Gurkha, but nothing really connecting whatsoever. Just a little bit of pressure overall. They'll be good to go. Holding a really nice compound. True.
On a side note, you've no idea how nicer it is to look at somebody on the roof when you found out how they got on the roof. I know. Remember when I wasn't sure how they got on the roof and they used
you asked, how do they do it? And then they show you instantly.
Yeah, I know. And it was just like, okay, it feels so much better to look at somebody on the roof because I'm not going, wait, how did they get there? I still don't know. But as we do see Hype occupying a good compound well into the safe zone, let's see what they can do with it.
Also, if you're on the roof, like you got TPP. Once again, this tournament is third-person view, so you can just scout out the entire area and zone teams are trying to force into your compound. Still, the zone closing up in 1 minute Imperium. We are phase 1 over and donezo. Have to wait where it's going. But still, that's KharDimaghh actually going towards this apartment and school location. Wiz Gamers of Pakistan. Gamers of Pakistan a little bit split actually all around the board. And
KharDimaghh
3-1.
They see where Gamers of Pakistan are, because you see them. Emperor is kind of judging through the window, trying to get a bit of a scope.
See ya.
One member of KharDimaghh would just go, I'm going to go for a bit of a flight. So let's see what can happen. Gamers of Pakistan also near where Hype are. So you got 3 teams in a close area. Of course, it's a big map, plenty of time.
They shouldn't fight also. Like we saw that on Miramar, they pick fights. A lot of teams swiped out early on. Here, just avoid it as much as possible. Hold your compound. You're in the zone. There's no reason for you to rotate out. As George Paul was left by Team ELEMENTRIX, they rotated inland, trying to look for a compound to get under their control. That'll be good to go. CsPGPk also. Last game on Miramar, they had the perfect positioning for the zone, and still they didn't take it home. Really unfortunate.
It was a little bit unfortunate. Hopefully they can learn from their mistakes, so to speak. No mercy. Currently still lying in 12th place overall. An okay result, but because, like I said, you got only 26 points between 12th and 20th, they're definitely not safe for now. They need another good result. They are on the edge of the safe zone. They've got Nomad Warriors quite close to him. Aldic sees where they are. You got Norik also positioned around. So that's a nice flank coming out from Nomad Warriors, giving them plenty of time. The only thing I'd say Satsori is a little bit further away.
They're all split.
But Bronsberg, Aldic, and Norik have really good site positioning on where Nomad Warriors could end up being.
Nomad Warriors, they have no reason to be this split on. They should avoid the fight. As Punisher is going to get actually knocked down, but still, like, that fight should not be like happening right now for Nomad Warriors like this. Again, another knock on Gangski because they have multiple angles of fire. Still a pretty weird fight. It's weird that Nomad Warriors actually losing that skirmish. They shouldn't. They have the compound. They should have the natural upper hand Imperium, but they're getting pressured so hard. And Nomad Warriors, they have 2 knocks. They know they can pull the trigger. They're going on 3 on Punisher, trying to get that shutdown, trying to get those nice flush kills. Gangski going to get regen back up in time. AKM going to be having a little bit of spray from kill. Grenades coming on through, trying to force it out. No mercy, actually. Losing Gangski right off the bat, they're pretty nicely done. But Nomad Warriors, they had the disadvantage. Grenade coming on through. Did he get cooked? I'm not too sure, but now he's ready for that fight. Going to put 1 member very low on the side of Nomad Warriors. Destro playing extremely aggressive. Well, that's what he's known for on his team Imperium. And seems like he's going to go pretty passive this time on, but he's cooking a grenade. I think Destro heard that sound. Another grenade. Battle of grenades coming on through. Does he connect that? No, he actually hit it into that staircase. Not really working out, but this is a really weird fight.
It's just Nomad Warriors taking their time to destroy Destro. That's another player down. Kill is on his own, I believe. Frostberg has killed Gangxi. Kill's being killed. That is now a squad right coming out from No Mercy Nomad Warriors. Their positioning was absolutely perfect. It was.
I would disagree with that Imperium. Like, in my opinion, the positioning was going over to No Mercy. No Mercy gave over that compound just way too easily. And yeah, just No Mercy not really pulling off what they should have, and they're going to be swiped out. 16 position going their way.
Not the result they wanted, not the result they need, as they are so close to the elimination zone. That's only going to benefit the likes of T25. Even Hype get a further position away, and also Gamers of Pakistan, those teams that are around the elimination zone area. ELEMENTRIX also not too far away from the elimination zone. We talked about what they did in group stages, how well they did in the later days. They've got to repeat this process.
Step it up a little bit more, ELEMENTRIX. They are right now in 13th position with 107 points. Equal positioning with Team Quadcore, as the zone is now closed up. Very, very central. You have PMCO. PMCO heals, and it'll be good to go. You also have the remains of a school area they can go for.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a good few areas where teams can get high positioning, where they can get nice flanks around. Then you've also got nice kind of lower positions that are also going to have these small little compounds that teams can use to not hide in but use to their advantage. So I really like how this circle is kind of coming in as we get closer and closer into the end game. We're nearly 15 minutes in, Maxman. 15 squads alive, 59 players, but we are seeing action between Rose and the Destroyer.
And they are both losing members on both sides. SE's going to get flushed in Pyram by Team Rose. Nicely done. Rose, they're a little bit split all around the board, doing a 2-2 push on Amand and Cushion from the Destroyer once again. Not really willing to give over these location. He does have the staircase in vision. Should be stopping the engage whatsoever. But look at that. Hodge going to get knocked down, actually, but not going to get killed whatsoever. They trade blow for blow. But that might be Rose coming out on top as they still have 4 members up and running. Another knock. That's going to be Normie Crazy going down. He's going to get killed. Mans is also knocked. Karsh going to be the last member on their side. 1v4 scenario going his way. Does have the staircase, but going to be a really complicated maul to pull off. And we have an engage from ELEMENTRIX. They are ready to pull on.
ELEMENTRIX coming in. Can that be the Destroyer surviving this? We've got to see Junior knocked down, Sean knocked down, Mr. Enzo knocked down. That's going to be Rose knocking down, and essentially look at the squad wipe. Only Junior is still alive. Maxon, he's going to have to be taken down. ELEMENTRIX go in and they lose their lives. Rose responding so effectively.
That was just a very unfortunate event happening for Team ELEMENTRIX. They tried to pull that third person kind of engage and not really working out. They all went through one specific entry point and they just sprayed everyone. Okay, go 1, 2, 3, 4, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And now, of course, you're never sure what's going on around you. But I kind of think that Kishin had a bit of a prime opportunity to run away from that, situation, even just to run away. But then again, Rose took down ELEMENTRIX so quickly that you don't really have time to directly respond to that.
Now Karsh is hoping, please tell me they forgot about me. Grenade going to be coming on through. Didn't get cooked, but now... Oh, they exploded himself. Okay, that's going to happen. It was actually Rose that got that nice one. A nice grenade cooked up just in time, but that's going to be the end of his story right now, as the zone is going to be on the very west side of the zone, and they have a few teams like Team RGStarTeam, they're in a prime positioning to take this game home.
Yeah, what I love the fact is that shifted away from PMCO Max, and so you don't have that many compounds. There's a little bit of road, but it's very much hill-based, hiding behind those trees, wanting to kind of really use as much of the small protection that you have to your advantage. Likes of SRY have a nice central high ground area to their advantage. You do see the likes of Rose, who took down 2 squads, near enough 2 squads on a side note. No, they did take down 2 squads. They're in the edge of the safe zone. They're going to have T25, CsPGPk, and the likes of OnyX moving in towards them. If I was any of those teams outside the circle, I'd actually flank around from the south. Rather than going in from the west.
After you don't have the info on the team, so it's a risk to take. There might be teams down the south. It would be a smart move if they have that kind of information. I don't think they do, but if they do go for it, it would really work out for them.
But if these teams have done their research, they will know the likes of Rose love landing in PMCO, right? They're not going to move away from PMCO unless they have to. They've moved away from PMCO because that's where the circle has moved. So I would like to think that these teams will have a bit of intelligence and a bit of awareness that there's a higher chance that that Rose are going to be on the west side of that circle. So that's kind of why I mentioned that it would be safer in a general way to move in from the south. So I'm thinking anyway. But of course, time will tell. CsPGPk. Moving on.
Yeah, gamers. That's T25 in the distance. Low-key going right through that open area. Yeah, Rose still in the distance, and CsPGPk looks like they're going for the rush. They're going to be put down in the dip. Unfortunately, move for CsPGPk. Can you get a car out of that location? I'm not even. Can you? Maybe through. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, he's fine. Adele can get the car back in time. But now that is CsPGPk having a 2-2 split, going to be split all around the board. Will not recommend to pull off that kind of move right now, especially because Rose is not too far off.
Still having trouble getting their car at a dip on the side button, but now Loki getting put under pressure by AST. AST having some fantastic results, looking to climb up the table themselves. However, they're facing a bit of pressure, I believe, from OnyX out on top of that hill, so they've got to be aware of what they are doing themselves, not looking to really expose themselves too much.
Cooked grenade, I don't think. Oh, it does actually get in the building. That was a very close call indeed, as you said, Imperium, but not really connecting whatsoever. Loki, he's the only member of T25 that's in this area, and he's got to play very cautious. They have the information, but Loki, just at that point, just don't move. You're in the zone, you're good to go.
Very, very true, Max. I fully agree with that. But it is going to be starting to move in. We're nearly about 75% through that blue zone moving in, and we'll get to the next circle.
Is that Rose?
That is one member of Rose.
I think so.
Is it just one member of Rose?
Seems like it. It's Team 15 that's just around the corner. It seems like they're going to be rushing compound right now. They do have a car under their control. No, they're just running past.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe just they're doing a 3-1 split and just having one scout just have the information on the team where they are. Would be a risky move indeed, but the zone is almost closed up. We're going to get into phase 5 of this game with the next circle. If it's going to be on these kind of teams, they're going to be in the perfect position, but it might be going away. They're not in the zone. That is going to be a huge loss for them.
No, that seems to have been a huge shift in circle northwards, Maxman. Very much favouring the likes of SRY, even Camp to win, although they're lower down. And then we have 3 teams in the north, although close to the circle, having to get well in there. It's going to be hype. Gamers of Pakistan and KharDimaghh.
Yeah, up north, like there's just going to be a absolute mayhem in just a few short minutes. I do believe the zone, they do have 15 seconds, so have to move fast right now in PM. They're just going to snake it through. They're taking their time, and they are just trying to avoid fights as much as possible. But Gamers of Pakistan a little bit higher up, a few of their members. If they spot one member of Hype, you know Hype is going to respond back instantly.
That's very true. Gurkha is separated a bit from his team, so I would slightly fear that, but maybe he's just trying to get a better position. You see Panic. Panic is spot out that one member of KharDimaghh who stood up on his feet and paid the price. Let's see how KharDimaghh responds.
Yeah, KharDimaghh not in a good spot right now. They do have the information. He knows where their shadow is. He sees him right past that rock. Does get a few nice shots with that Scar L. Not really able to kill him, unfortunately. Not connecting those bullets. Very unfortunate move for Panic. But still, they are slowly trying to ease their way up. Yamin going to be knocked, probably flush very soon. Same for Alpha. And Gamers of Pakistan getting decimated one by one, but still now gets finally their shadow with that Scar L and knocks him down.
But he's got to move in, Max. On the rest of the team, got to be a little bit careful. That final member of KharDimaghh is also behind, trying to be hidden. Gamers of Pakistan now making a move. Hype are also near them. They're shooting. So you got 3 teams very close to each other, Max.
KharDimaghh just got flushed out too. They got 11th position for themselves. RGStarTeam is still on the very edge of that zone. That means SRY, Camp to win, and RGStarTeam, they have perfect locations to work with on this next circle.
Okay, trying to use a smoker grenade to help himself reposition. I don't think that was in the right place, in my opinion, but let's see how they do, because it's still heading right in the direction of our G-Stars. Rose and OnyX are coming together. Hype still snaking their way through. I like what they're doing.
They didn't get spotted, so that is very lucky for them. Nixon, Snake, and Gurkha still around the board. Gamers of Pakistan, then you have Daman. Panic just got taken down. So Daman now one-man army. We'll have to see if he can make it to the later sections of the game. As OnyX, a lot of teams are still fighting for a position in the zone.
Yes, we will see what is going to go down. SD Safina getting clipped by Nova AY. So close to getting knocked down, but not quite being able to get those core shots off. It is through the trees, so not the clearest of views.
I got to choke LCC, no!
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, the surprise factor. Very unfortunate. Nova do get the upper hand and delete SRY. SRY, they had such a good location, and they got taken down. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not going to be the best result for them, but Nova still pushing on through. Nova are currently lying first with a quite chunky lead over the likes of SRY and Camp to win, so this is only going to increase their lead even further, Maxman. So you see AST still doing well. They are currently lying in 20th. They want to get into the regional finals. They want to get out of the elimination zone. They're making waves.
They should have a good potential to get themselves in the zone. Like, there's only one member of Cam to win still up board, and that is Disconnect. Oh, Disconnect is always the last member of Cam to win.
That's true. Do they know that there's only one member there? That's the thing. I suppose we don't know. Do they see them? It does seem like they know there's somebody there, but they don't know how many people. Of course, by ASD, they're looking to take that Rose. They're going to put a little bit of damage on. There's one member of Rose, one member of ASD knocked down, but ASD respond with him and knock down onto Rose. Let's see what's going to happen as Nova are now going in there. No, we want to pick up the kills.
Damn it. You have 4 teams just fighting over that lit mountain in Imperium, and I don't know which team is coming out on top, though. We only have 7 teams, so 2 teams did get deleted. Rose, only 1 member still up and running, and that was AST. They pulled off a really good rush, but lost one of their members. It's going to be turned into a 3-man scenario. Looking for the rush. Otmar doesn't see him, though, and doesn't get him. Going to have a few smokes coming on through. Rose doesn't have time to regen back up his ally, unfortunately, but now he's looking to pick that fight. Otmar does get the upper hand with that M4. He does get 1 knock, and he's trying to clean up this game.
Great play coming out from that final member of Rose, although you can say Otmar didn't really play the best when they came to position. Playzone has taken down 1 member of Hype. Hype need to get into that circle as quickly as possible as RG being put under pressure by Nova.
Yeah, that's going to be Rose. No, he's still there. He's still holding his ground. Still has a lot of utility to work with. AST going to be losing another member on their side. Not good. They had a really prime opportunity to pick that fight. Now they're just getting taken down 1 by 1. RGStarTeam, they do not have a compound. Then you have the lip of this hill to work with. As members are going down 1 by 1 on their side. And now Nova looking to get that killing blow. 3 members down, just 1 more member. That's going to be Team AK on their side. Does delete him. RGStarTeam, 6th position overall.
It's better than what we've seen from them, but Nova, they're first place. There's a reason why they're on top of the leaderboard right now. They're looking to really increase this. They've got 13 kills already, Maxon. That is a ridiculous amount of kills being shared over to them. Gamers Pakistan knocked out. Of course, they've got 2 kills. ASD getting knocked down by Snake. Hype now coming back into this, but they're going to feel the effects with being knocked down by Nova. Nova has such a good high ground, such a good area of position, and they got all the resources to their advantage. ASD being put under pressure, smoke grenade being flanked out. You see him being gone from each side. Nothing he could do, Maxman.
ASD, they're going to go out in 4th position. Imperium just got taken down member by member. I think their earlier push against Rose was a little bit all over the board. I think he lacked a little bit of synergy, and that's going to be going against him. 3 teams available. It's only 6 players. Hype with Snake, the only remaining member on his side. And that's going to be a 4v1 Imperium. And just Nova, they are holding this lip. They want more chicken tonight, boys. They already got last game on Miramar. They won the 2nd one in a row.
Oh, well, no. Is it roast chicken? Is it chicken Kiev? Is it
chicken Kiev? Let's go with chicken Kiev. That's what they want. Nova going to be spreading on through. A lot of utility coming out from Snake on the side of Team Hype. Once again, coming you live from the POW. But he's going to try and snake his way up there. But you have also one remaining member of OnyX in the distance.
Close.
Kobe not working out today, Imperium.
They know someone's there. They saw a little bit of movement. He's going to try and hide behind the rock. He does vision with those smokes. Gives him a little bit of extra protection. That utility favoring. But he's got to get a med kit on there. He's got to heal himself up, Maxman.
Yeah, and now also Vegeta. Oh no, Snake trying to make a run for it. The zone was just behind him, and he had to go out at some point. That means that OnyX gets 2nd position. We wanted a better performance from this team, and they get 2nd spot. So that's why I call a good performance. But now, 1v4 scenario. Going to be very complicated for Vegeta, but maybe once again goes Super Saiyan mode and just shreds everyone on the side of Team Nova Esport. Could happen, but do they have the info? They're putting grenades and utility towards him. I guess that means they do have the info on his location. Bandit, 1 man, going to be going lonely. Zhangzi going to be on the side too, gets the information above that rock. He's going to get lasered through, and that's going to be the #1 position going over to Nova Esport twice in a row. They got 4 chicken dinners in this semifinals.
Yes, Nova proving why they are on top of this mountain. OnyX, what is interesting is that they finished in 2nd, Maxon, but they got 0 kills. So that's something they are going to have to be aware of. Hype, and now they haven't been known for getting the highest amount of kills in fairness. Hype, they finished in 3rd with 3 kills. AST, not only finishing in 4th, but they actually got a juicy amount of 6 kills overall. Rose finishing in 5th, but they got a nice amount of kills. I believe 14 kills in their favor. RG in 6th. And T25 finishing in 7th place. So definitely the winners of that, in my opinion, other than obviously Nova. But when we look at the overall positions, Hype claiming top points. AST helping themselves getting into the regional final zone, and we will see points means prizes. Wow.
Just look at that.
Yeah.
18 kills for Nova Esport. They got 48 points in just one single game. That is a huge performance, Nova Esport. I said earlier also they got 4 chicken dinners. They got 3. My bad for that. They only got 3. But still, 3 is still a really good amount in Pyramid. Nova Esport are shredding it today. And once again, second position is going to be Rose with 28 kills. Still pretty hefty position as they got 14 kills. These are the 2 teams that have been playing super aggressive since day one. Yeah. And Rose has been waking up, and I'm liking it.
They have been waking up, so really great play by them. That's the thing. That's what we're used to seeing. We are used to seeing an aggressive Rose, but I definitely think they could have done better overall positioning. However, I gotta say, once again, T25, Hype and Astana coming out on top with a nice amount of points, especially Hype and Astana. We talked about there being a 26-point difference between 20th and 12th. Astana have got 22 of those points. That means they will jump very highly up in the overall standings. Of course, some of the teams in between 12th and 20th place are from Group C, so they haven't played as many games. So there is a long way to go. But I'm just saying when it comes to potential, when it comes to the average points per game, that 22 points that AST got in this third game, and you saw them getting 14 points in the second game, that's a really nice average overall that matches up with even the top 12 teams. So really nice play by them.
I just can't wait to see where the standings are at right now. Like, it must be so intense. We're going to have a little bit of research. And if you want to do your own research at home, don't hesitate and go check out the link that might pop down below, clubopen.pubgmobile.com. You have all the information about your favorite team or country right there. So if you want to do your own research, definitely go and do so. Also, if you're watching us live from Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, what you got to do, Imperium? Just got to
hit that like, hit that follow, hit that subscribe,
smash
so you can get notified when we go live, of course.
Yeah. So thank you for watching this third game. Fourth game going to be coming in just a few short minutes for the PUBG Mobile Club Open, brought to you by Vivo.
Your game, Vivo V15 series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. face the same dangers on a battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile, be the one.
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
your game. Vivo V15 Series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night. The newest mode in the zombie universe is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding the skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Hey boys and girls, and welcome your faces back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open oh damn, Club Open Spring Split, brought to you through the power of Vivo, the official sponsor and smartphone of this split. I don't know what that was, but once again, myself and Imperium. I'm fine. Myself and Imperium, ready to jump into the last game of the day.
Of course, we have fantastic last game. We've had a fantastic 3 games so far in the semi-final day 4. Last game, we had Nova once again coming out on top. Maxman really pulling in the performances of lives. 2 games in a row, as we can see. And I think that it was correct that you said 4 games total they've now won in the
3.
semi-final.
I was mistaken.
Wrong?
They got 3
okay,
games.
It's 3 games. So either way, they're really pulling out on top, because not only have they had those 3 wins, Maxman, they've had some really great second places, third places, and overall, because the points, the amount of kills they've gotten, even on the games that they haven't won, has been pretty high. The overall points has really helped them create the heavy lead in the overall standings.
Because right now, Nova Esport, they are 50 points ahead on SOI, just in second position.
Yeah.
That is just a huge advantage.
It really is.
Even a chicken dinner is not enough to get ahead of that. So right now, Nova put himself really super high in that lead impact. Can't wait to see what they're going to come up with in this last game. Also, if you have been, unfortunately, missing out on the action that's been happening right now, don't hesitate to go check out the link that might pop up down below, clubopen.pubgmobile.com, where we have all the information, the current standings, and the stats on your favorite teams, where you can check it out right now.
Of course, and like we always say, if you're watching us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, hit that follow, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, so you can get notified on when we go live in the wildcard region, when any of the other regions being featured in the PUBG Mobile Club Open goes live, and get up to date on that juicy PUBG Mobile action. Maxon, we got to also talk about these elimination zone teams. We're seeing such a huge shift. I talked about how it was 26 points between 12th position and 20th. AST had a great result with 22 points in that last game. They've moved up from 20th to 13th. Like, that's ridiculous in terms of change. As I said, some of these teams that are in the mix haven't actually played as many games as in they're from Group C. But either way, to see that shift in results and that shift in the overall positions, it means that some of these teams are really going to have to step up.
And this is only Group A and Group B. So you can't wait to see like the likes of Group C that's going to be happening tomorrow, and also on Sunday you got the likes of Trusted Process, SOLTISQUAD. We can't wait to see what they're going to come up with. sngclub, Quadcore. They have had huge games last weekend. Always having the last compound in the zone. And Quadcore, once again, a big team. I can't wait to see what they're going to be coming up with tomorrow. But yeah, so this is only the start of this last weekend of the PUBG Mobile Semifinals action. There's
so much to play for, although I want to give credit to Hype from Nepal. They got, once again, another great result, come out in 4th place on 22 points also once again. But what's really good to see when you look at the overall point standing is that they've created a 40-point gap between themselves in 11th, I believe, 10th, and and 12th place, which is ELEMENTRIX. So there's a huge point difference, which means that if they have a bad result, there's a higher chance that they're going to retain their position. So that's what's really important. So it's not just about overall standings. It's about how much of a point lead you have over the team ahead of you, and obviously how close you are to the team. Sorry, opposite way around. Either way, you've got to create the high point gap if you're going to maintain your position.
Because they got a little bit more room to work with. Like, one team's got a big amount of room to work with. That's Nova eSport. 50 points. You got easily just one game. You could get swiped out in 16th position. I'm not saying you should do that. Definitely don't do that, okay? But if ever you get 16th position, you can redeem yourself. You're fine. But I think that Nova won a third chicken dinner today.
Of course.
They want more. Always more.
Like, we've been kind of communicating with one of I think is marketing director of Nova. I don't know how to pronounce his
Nova
name.
Pete. Hello.
Yeah, really great guy. He's been communicating with us and cheering on this Nova team. So it's really cool to see that support even show through on Twitter. Like we said, though, before we get into his fourth game, if any of the teams being featured right now in the PUBG Mobile Club Open Wildcard region in the semi-final, if any of you guys want to hit us up on Twitter, feel free to do that. Love to answer your question, ask you questions. But final map.
Military base. I like it. After what teams are going to go there, I think like the likes of Team OnyX probably going to drop there. Nova eSport, they had some good amount of success in the past on military base, so maybe you want to go there. But like you can easily also get access to George Pole, the likes of Pachinki. If you like to go into Miltel Power, you can also rotate there pretty easily. The likes of then Zaki, Shooting Range, Saverne, Stalber, they're just going to be completely out of range. You can't expect to go there. So it would be fun to see a very up north zone Imperium. That would be really fun.
It will be indeed. Normally, No Mercy like to land in Primorsk, but what is interesting is that they haven't directly gone over there. Maybe because they are afraid some teams are going to drop there as well. That could be definitely a part of the reason. Or maybe they're just looking to really play super safe and land further away than they're used to, and then just move in from there.
As I mentioned then, Team OnyX, they're going to go for military base. Had a good amount of success there, so they're going to go for it once again. Also, Pachinki, not that far off. Though, it seemed like No Mercy might want to go for Pachinki too. Balck at the left side. But yeah, like No Mercy in the group stage, they've been trying to fight for Pachinki a lot of the time, but with very low amount of success. So maybe today is the day.
Interesting. We do see Camp to Win and T25 close to each other. It seems that T25 have kind of stuck together. But yeah, interesting.
You see that west side of the zone. There are so many teams.
So many teams.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see like maybe 3-4 teams getting swiped out early, even though if they can avoid skirmishes, they should definitely do so. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised to see fights break out early.
Yeah, it's got to really put these teams moving in from the west side into the east side. Very effective. T25 starting to get out of Kish. Has a gun, but doesn't really have much else on him. No medkits, no helmet, no armor. So he's just running away, backing off from that. Because also, you look at CS Pro Gaming and T25. They're kind of coming close to each other, but No Mercy. They're going up against Rose, and they want to take them on.
Yeah, they were going to try and take them on in Pachinki, their homeland. They're also in the zone, so that fight can go on for ages. Really weird that you're talking about Camp to Win, like running away. Camp to Win has, so far as I remember, they never split dropped.
No.
And they did that now, so I don't know what they're thinking. They maybe want to try and go for a different approach to the game because they haven't got any chicken dinners. They did get 2 chicken dinners overall in Imperium, so I can't wait to see what Camp to Win has behind their head to try and pull off an interesting move today.
What is interesting about this circle as well is that there is quite a good bit, about 30% of it is water. So as we get into the different phases, we're going to see Shrink and have to go onto the main land area.
Look at Nova eSport. They won game number 2 on Miramar. I'm going to talk about Nova. I'm sorry, I have to.
Hey.
Nova eSport, chickened in on Miramar, chickened in on the last game on Erangel once again, and now they have such a good positioning after, as you did mention multiple times, Imperium during the broadcast, if you do go for that coastline, it could also be a little bit risky because if the zone goes inland, you're going to have to rotate and it can be risky.
Of course, we are on to Pachinki area right now. Rose and No Mercy behind each other. Can he be seen? No. But the Uzi sprays up and knocks down, takes out one member of Rose. That is Rose being put down to 2 members. This is a 4v2 situation, Max Man. This is No Mercy who need a very good result. They didn't do good last game. They're just about in the top of the regional final qualification zone. So they need this good result. Taking out Rose is a good way to start.
See, I was disappointed of that move. He had the surprise factor, he had everything, and just didn't work out for him. So,
But No Mercy had Newsy. He can't. No Mercy had Newsy.
yeah, but
It's
if you
hard
get the
to beat
surprise
that
factor,
sprite.
you can normally out.
True.
I
That is very
believe
true.
that was a little bit of a mistake. That's fine. Also, if they did know that No Mercy was in that area, stick together. Like, you know that this time around you have a team in the same compound as you. Stick together. You're going to be picking fights early on, specifically because it is Pochinki, a very aggressive area.
100% agree, Max. And now we do see when you are a team and you pushed Rose out of Pochinki, you know you're on the path to a successful game. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on No Mercy and what they can do. They are in that circle very safely. However, when you have the likes of AST, ELEMENTRIX, and about a good 50% of those teams having to move in, you got to be careful.
You know what I'm liking on the west side of this map is that so far they are split pretty evenly.
True.
So they are trying to avoid fights as much as possible, despite the bad zone for them. They're doing a good job with what's given to them.
Very true. Now, I'm interested to see if any of these teams around the south side on the bridge compound where OnyX are, if any of the teams like Hype or KharDimaghh will look to occupy. Very interested to see how that will play out.
Also, like, if they did their research, they should know that OnyX, they just love
Exactly.
this location.
Exactly.
And they have the zone, they have everything. They can gatekeep that area super easily. So gonna have to see how they're gonna rotate out.
Of course, these teams don't have a direct view of where the other teams are in the map, otherwise if they see them. But from what we see, if a few of the teams move up around the north side of where Roshawk is, no team is occupying Roshawk. No team has actually gone near Roshawk. So it'll be prime area for loot, and it'll be a very safe location. Of course, the teams don't know this for now, but if they do, it'll be very favorable for them heading into the late game.
Yeah, definitely Imperium going to have a few overlooks right now. ELEMENTRIX didn't get any way towards George Pole this time around. It's going to be under the direction of the likes of Cam to win. RGStarTeam, once again, playing pretty passive, not looking for fights. As G-Play trying to sneak his way in, but like once again, it is with the car. He knows where it's at, and they have the info.
Exactly. We are 6 minutes and 20 seconds into this game, boys and girls. We have 60 players alive, still 16 teams on board. And we are getting close to this blue zone moving in where we'll get into phase 2 of the circle and see what kind of shrinkage we have on this map.
Let's have a little bit of a bet, Imperium. Is it going to be a coastline or inland?
Inland.
Inland? I was going to follow on inland, but because I like a split death, so I'm going to say coastline.
Okay.
Just for the memes.
You gave me the first choice. You shouldn't have done that, man.
Ladies first, okay? Whoa! We're just going for it. We're a bunch of fun guys here on the casting desk.
Wow, feels bad, man. Hi, my name's Carolina.
Nah, I'll pat you. It's fine, Imperium.
Wow, that's really pedantic. Now look at this. We are seeing the likes of the Destroyer, and I believe it's Nomad Warriors in the Yasnai Paliana area. They are coming closer together. AST have successfully moved up very effectively deep into the circle.
They move fast.
Then a lot of teams have actually moved in quite without any real risk, but long way to go.
I'm looking at the side of Team OnyX. They're doing a really smart move. They anticipated. They have the zone. It's almost impossible that no one is going to gatekeep this bridge. So they're going to go towards the west side of military base, go back up and enter the zone from the west side. Very smart move. Playing it super safe.
But they are potentially running into the risks of teams that are around that west area. But I totally agree it was overall the safer play to make for now. Interesting how it will pay off. ELEMENTRIX, they didn't have a good result last game. They need a good result. They need to really look to secure their regional final position.
Did they get, I think ELEMENTRIX got 16th position. They got swept out first. I believe that was the case, yeah? Okay, so it feels bad for ELEMENTRIX. And this time around, they didn't even have George Pole, so it feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man, indeed, as we are on the hype train of Nepal. Pulling some great performances today and even last week to really help climb up the positions, especially when we look back at what they had to do on the final day of the group stages, Maxman, and how they fought, climbed, crawled their way up to secure a spot in the semifinals. But action, 5 or 6 teams in the West Side moving into the circle. This is going to get hot heavy real quickly.
So much action about to unfold right now. It's good luck at that West Side. They're going to be clashing slowly but surely as the zone is almost closed up. We're going to have another team clashing on through. Rose and SOI, two big teams in the leading section of these standings. They're going to be a little bit split because we did lose also one member of Rose early on in Pachinki. So maybe not the fight you want to pick up if you're Team Rose. Also RGStarTeam rotating in the background. Maybe you want to try and 3-man this fight for SOI. 4-man strong, 4v2 scenario. Might be going their way, but it is Rose we're talking about.
True, I do like how SRY are positioned. They have two in the compound, they have SLC from a distance, and then you have the other last member kind of on top that little bit of peak. So it gives them a nice little bit of vision, nice protection. You have the wall that's going to be helping them flanking around. Very nice.
Like this member we have in the vision on right now, he's like the scout of his team, giving the information. And even though I'm not for split fights, here they have so much coverage they can work with. This makes sense.
Very
this makes
much
a lot
true.
of sense. So that's
However,
great.
I like what Rose are doing, separating between two houses, because on one hand, one isn't going to be able to, let's say, revive the other, but on the other hand, when nades are such an important part as one is thrown of getting a kill, it can really help.
You can see these smokes. They're trying to engage us. I'm not even sure if they know that Rose picked a fight early on, if they looked at the leaderboard. So they have no info, and they want to try and go for it. They have an opportunity. It seemed like Rose, they went back. You mentioned that they had two houses under their control. They just got back together, trying to put their forces in one pinpoint location.
Fair enough.
I do understand, though, you're going to have to start moving now. They have the information. Going to get scouted out, lasered on through by Team SRY. Can he make it through? I'm not too sure. He does respond pretty nicely and just peeks right down to the ground. Might get Alex there. That's a pretty decent fight.
That tier 2 military vest really helping to pay off for this Rose member. But Kobe nade knocking down that second last member of Rose. Now, what is this final member of Rose going to do? Is he going to run away? Is he going to look to revive? For now, he's staying where he is. But in my opinion, with a lot of teams moving in from the west, potentially, as we see RG, this is not going to look good now. He does prone down because he knows.
Yeah, he knows exactly RGStarTeam. Oh, maybe he can actually ease in that fight of SOI versus RGStarTeam.
Exactly.
Pick the fight, gets him, cleans it up, and gets a few kills.
In my opinion, he should potentially make a move. It would be risky. Actually, no, that final member of
Just
that
fight
second
for it to
last
break
member
out.
RG of Rose did go down. So it's going to be RG SRY with Rose in the background. However, they're getting in that vehicle. I think they're looking to move out because they would have seen those vehicles. Joker's being knocked down. Whereas the rest of the RG team, how are they going to respond? They can't respond because this one member of RG taken out. RG down to 3 players.
Why are you doing that, RG? You have 2 really good positions to get some coverage at, and you know that they're in the compound in front of you. You heard those steps, and you're putting yourself in a really bad spot, taken down, putting now RGStarTeam to disadvantage, and now they have to run away.
Unfortunately, that would probably be a bit of a communication issue, because if you did see 2 members of RG were getting in the vehicle to move out because they saw a couple of vehicles parked there already, and that was just Joker, unfortunately, making a bit of a mistake.
Yeah.
Alex looks to cook a grenade, but there's nobody in there. Now look at this circle maximum. We're going to see it move in the next 20 to 30 seconds. See the team's layout.
We were talking about earlier the risk of playing Coastline. Nova took that in consideration, repositioned in the center section of that zone. So I'm really happy of their thinking right there.
True. Now, Nova, they're the top team for a reason, so I'm not saying this based on I feel they're not going to be handled, but there is a risk to being in the center of the safe zone because you're going to have a lot of teams from every direction potentially going up against you. So that is something they're going to have to be aware of. Make sure that if they are in the center of the circle, that they have a high ground so it gives them nice viewing.
Because if you have a compound and you have the likes of 3, 4 teams just coming at you at once, it's going to be too much. Even if it's Nova Esport, it's going to be a little bit too much. But I just think it's a smarter thing than playing Coastline, because if they have to rotate back in, you saw how much teams you had on the west side. You're better off just playing ahead, trying to anticipate what's going to happen. As Disconnect, always lonely at the end of the game.
He's disconnected from the rest of his team.
Yeah.
Come on, you liked that, didn't you? Yeah, you're smiling.
Okay, I did really like it, but I'm just not showing it.
Okay.
I don't want people to think I have bad taste.
Go on. As we do see, the last member of Rose still there. He only has about 10 seconds to start moving in. It is only phase 3 of the blue zone, so it's not going to do that much damage. He is trying to wait until SRY move out And I think that's a good idea because he's not going to take that much tick damage, he will be able to use one of the vehicles to then get in and move in, let's say, a separate direction. So there.
You can hear right now the cars, so he knows that no one can really stop him from rotating inwards to the zone. Does he have a car to rotate there in time?
He does, because there's a load of vehicles around there. Yeah, there's a buggy there. He can get in that. It's not the biggest amount of protection for him if he does get flanked out by a team, so he's got to be aware of that. But now he's moving in the opposite direction, luckily for him, away from where SRY, and let's see what he can do with his position now.
We were talking so much about how these teams are lacking in thinking ahead and how to reposition. This is just some next level understanding of your map, and I really enjoy it. Playing so much more passive, and it's just great. Now
we do see the circle has moved in. It's towards the Yasnai Paliana area. It is offside the coast, so I've already won Kappa, as we do see now. Nova, like I said, they're in the safe zone, but they've got a high ground. Perfect max man.
They have this nice building. Also, this compound right here has only fields and open areas all around, so you can zone super easily. You can see Cam to win. I don't think they want to try and fight for this compound, but they're fine from afar. I would not recommend to do so. Cam to win can't really come out on top, and they have they're just splitting their forces, doing a 2-1-1 split, and just holding the compound really nicely.
Yes, but you gotta give credit to Cam to win. They did peek a couple of shots onto Nova, but they've also got to be aware that they've got AST there. They've got a couple of teams around them, because you are in the center of the zone. When you start taking shots out, when you start shooting around you, other teams get an idea of where you might be. CsPGPk moving around, KharDimaghh in the distance. All these teams looking to get a nice circle position.
Yeah, they're trying to fight for it, but right now, as you mentioned, just an open area all around. Got to stay on the move in Imperium. Cam to win, they did have Disconnect that was a little bit split. I don't know if Disconnect is still alive. I do believe he is, but you want to try and get to the safety of your team. Adele, just going to be a lonely wolf there. Ooh, can have a little bit of snipe action coming up from Yamin. Trying to spray a little bit those bullets. I'm just going to get a little bit of spray action, not really connecting Magenta behind the car.
If he can even blow up that vehicle, that'd be good. But AST, no mercy flanking in. He knocks down one member of AST. Let's see if AST can respond well. Grenades being thrown out, but not connecting. Destro looking to go in. He is the in-game movement player. He looks to be the leader. Punisher from a distance. Gangsy looking sporting, but Kill trying to throw a grenade from outside that building. Clever play, but how are they going to respond, Max Man?
He just threw that right over the balcony. Not really what you were aiming for, but no mercy. Destro, Rick trying to engage there. Around his left, they have the information, but Destro lasers him down, gets him down right off the bat, and that's going to be AST on the back foot. Might be losing this fight, actually. Look at that Safina. They didn't see him until the last second, and that's going to be no mercy. Having a few knocks on their side, but coming out on top with 4 members still remaining.
Yeah, so really great play by No Mercy. What I loved about what they did was that they positioned it well. AST kind of got a little bit caught out. They got caught napping in my eyes. You saw that first knockdown from No Mercy, and they moved forward on that. They didn't let them have any chance to kind of get back up, if that makes sense.
Even though I would not recommend to rush compounds like that, they did it in a really good way, and they had the synergy. If you want to do these kind of risky moves, do it like No Mercy.
To be honest, that's the first time in a long time I've seen No Mercy be that synergistic as a full man team.
Good job.
Really nice to see them do that. Final game of the day gives them good motivation, and now they're getting another knockdown onto gamers of Pakistan.
They're going for it, fights all around the board. KharDimaghh, the Alders in, they're going to have to rotate at some point in the zone. A few teams already inside, but once again, you have very little amount of compounds, a lot of open areas. It's going to be really interesting to see these teams going down one by one right now, as KharDimaghh are going to be losing S. Hype, also Nixon, going to be put down by CsPGPk. Fights all around the board. CsPGPk going head-to-head with the Destroyer. They do have that car as coverage. Going to be exploding. Doesn't take them down in the explosion, but now they can't reposition as easily. They're getting pretty low. Does have the Sky L. Pretty steady weapon, Imperium. Getting a nice amount of work done.
It is on the edge of the circle, so it's not too bad, but they're inside the circle, so that's pretty good. We do see Hype, CsPGPk, essentially 3v1. What are they going to do? Adil trying to do his best, but now from behind, Nid is going to come down. He's going to knock down one member of Hype. How are CsPro going to respond? They get outside the building and they swipe out Hype. Did you see what Adil did? He jumped out the window and joined the rest of the other member of CsPGPk, the squad wipe Hype. Beautiful play from CsPGPk.
They just outplayed them so hard. CsPGPk, you got my respect. That was just so nicely done. Like the sandwich, CsPro sandwich. Boop,
yeah, exactly.
But
done. What's really cool is that they were in a different area of the map. So this is essentially still CsPGPk as a 4-man team sticking together. On a side note, we did just see Disconnect had lost his life on a side note.
Unfortunately, see you later, Disconnect. That's going to be also the Destroyer. trying to sneak their way in. Where is Nova Esport? I haven't seen the info on Nova Esport in quite some time. We have 12 teams all around the board. And CsPGPk picking some kills on KharDimaghh. And also KharDimaghh responding with heavy fire. Going to be shown down Adele and Nit. Not going to be flushed out with that KharDimaghh. CsPGPk having a few members pretty damn low. KharDimaghh, 2 members still up on their side. Like, that's just no one on their side. Like, CsPGPk, they can't make it out of this fight because they do not have a member to regen them back up. So KharDimaghh coming out on top in that skirmish.
For now. However, they've got to be aware. They've got to move into the circle. Look at this huge adjustment inside the circle. Very much heavily favoring the likes of Nova and Camp to win. Only about 20% of the teams are actually inside the circle, which is essentially 2 gamers of Pakistan are just outside, but they're going to be coming up against Nova right now. That circle, a lot of open areas.
Yeah, and only 2 teams holding the 2 remaining compounds. Once again, Camp to win and Nova. As gamers of Pakistan, 2 members not. Panic going to be the last remaining member. Going to get lasered through by Bandit. Nova again, more juicy points going their way. They've already got 50 points ahead on the 2nd position team so far. That is Team SOI. And they are building an even bigger advantage for themselves. Nova, they want that #1 spot for themselves, and they are keeping it.
Honestly, it's like if they get any more chicken dinners, they're going to have to roll their way around the map. They're going to be that big, like, you know, they're just chunking their way through kill by kill, game by game. They already have 6 kills maximum.
Yeah, 6 kills, absolutely shredding it on this 4th and last game of the day in the semi-finals of the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split. As now from the East, teams are having to rotate back in. Camp to win and also No Mercy. Seem like they're going to try and gatekeep that area. But RGStarTeam, that is the worst location you can be in. You're just in the dead center of that map. You're going to get lasered by all the teams surrounding you. Not a good spot to be in.
However, you have got a lot of teams moving in from the east side that are coming against each other. CsPGPk being put under pressure. They are outside the circle. You do see RGStar. They're just about there. The Destroyer still there. No Mercy. They all need to find those better positions if they are going to finish up higher in the standings. Because we still have 27 players, 10 teams.
SRY, did SRY just get eliminated right there? I do think so. Because like we had 11 teams a few seconds ago. I do think that was SRY getting deleted. Yeah, SRY just got deleted right off the bat by Nova Esport 2, getting a little bit of that juicy points for themselves. They come to win. They're going to be clashing with that Rose on the side.
CsPGPk.
That's CsPGPk. They're going to be finding it up. G-Play. They only have G-Play and Akish right now up on board, as Lowkey was not trying to pick that fight.
If you hear, they are also taking shots inside that compound, so they can't move around. RGStar, door trying to be close, but gets blown out. Camp to win are going to be put out under pressure by RG. They moved in. They're getting that near enough that squad wipe. Let's see how they can follow it up, because they're not outside of the safe zone for now, Maximum, because there's that 1 final member. Camp to win, full health. AK are low in health. RG, other final members of their team, they're going to have to be a bit careful.
I like how they tried to close the door, like, please don't come in, and they just destroyed the door right away. But still, RGStarTeam had a really bad position. They knew what they had to do. They had to rush for a compound as soon as possible. They did it, and lasered the team during that session. Look at that next zone. Nova Esport, the god of the zone, is on your side. They're just in such a good position for 3 chicken dinners in a row. 3 in a row.
Beautiful. Let's see how they do look to play it out. You do have about 4 teams, I think, 3 or 4 teams on the west side having to move in. No Mercy. Now, the positive thing is that they actually have a man advantage over the two teams around them, but they've got to really be aware of that. OnyX have the low zone, and they are outside the circle, but I actually think they can move in safety, because if you have a look, Nova are actually more focused about what is going on the east side of the map.
I don't know why Bandit from Team Nova gave away his compound and he went out of position. Got lasered by No Mercy that was in the distance. By Team OnyX, I believe it was, in the distance. That's a little bit of a mistake, I do believe, from Team OnyX, but they might be able to regen him back up. On the move, that's going to be Destro taking that car, knocks into that wall, getting lasered in the distance by the Destroyer. They're getting absolutely wrecked to smithereens. Imperium might be the end of their story, as Destro trying to regen back up to 75%, but he's going to get sniped from a distance. Once again, car explodes. That's the end of Team No Mercy.
Oh, No Mercy, why do you do these things to yourself?
Why you do this?
Why you do this? However, let's continue on this game, because ELEMENTRIX and Destroyer are outside the circle. They're going to get knocked down, because it is phase 6 max, and we are down to 5 teams, 13 players. RG still sticking in it. from a distance, they're knocking down the Destroyer one by one. But they are feeling the effects from both OnyX and Nova.
Look at that. He's playing super aggressive, gets the upper hand, takes away Team RGStarTeam. They had the distance, they had the lip of that hill, but just not enough. And now Nova, still, they were able to regen back up Bandit, so there's still a 4-man team ready to claim this last game of the day. That's absolutely insane. And as Imperium just showed me, they got 17 kills.
They're currently, I believe, on the record of 21 kills in the wildcard region, of 21 kills in the game.
23, but that was SLY.
Okay, sorry. For themselves, they've hit the highest of 21.
They get new records right now.
They are getting close to getting that kill lead in a game. They've only got OnyX. They've only got that one final member of, I believe, Rose?
I do think so.
Oh,
like,
it's not Rose.
Really, okay, I was going to say Bandit, that's a little bit risky move right there, but he goes for it, gives away his compound, and still gets the shutdown on Team
It's
OnyX.
the Destroyer.
Now it's the Destroyer. Last team remaining. The Destroyer and Nova eSport might be able to regen back up Bandit. Xiaozi seemed like he's slowly trying to make his way forward. He does have that loot crate up his sleeve to try and get a little bit more defense. Gonna have one extra knock that's gonna be performed crazy on the side of the Destroyer. And this turned into a 4v1 Imperium, and Cars is gonna be the last member on the Destroyer. Will he get shut down? I do believe so. Looking for the rush.
He's gonna be able to revive.
And
but
Paul.
his rush coming in. Smoke grenade is being protected.
There it is. Imperium gets the kill, gets the flush, but that's going to be the end of the story. Nova eSport, 3 chicken dinners in a row. They want to go to regional finals, Imperium. They want to go to global finals.
They want to go to global finals indeed, Maxman.
That's
That's
what
what you're
$2.5
talking
million
about.
is already in their pocket, in their eyes.
Like, it's so
Whoa.
great. That's what I talk about. We talk about these teams wanting to claim a spot in every single stage, but not just the stage you're in, the next stage, the stage after that, the global final, everything. This is Nova. Turn around saying to every single other team, we are unbeatable. You cannot get the better of us. And they close out with not just first place, but with an insane amount of kills. But gotta give credit over to the likes of the Destroyer in second place, OnyX in third place, RG getting a good result in fourth, Rose in fifth, ELEMENTRIX sixth, and No Mercy did finish in seventh.
They could have
However,
done way better.
I think they could have done better, but you got to give credit because they did get a total of 11 kills for themselves. So even though it's only seventh place, with 11 kills, that is going to give them a better amount of points than, let's say, they've gotten in the last 3 games previously.
That is just insane. Nova eSport, if you just missed that, you just missed the best day for Nova eSport. If you're a Chinese fan of PUBG Mobile, like, this was the day to watch the broadcast.
Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, we are just going to look to give you guys such a good idea going into the overall standings. Of course, there's still 8 more games for these teams to play, I believe, if I'm correct. No, there's 4 more games.
8 games for Group C, 4
Yeah.
for Group A and B.
Yeah, so there's still a lot of games to play. There's still a lot of action to decide the overall positions. But like we said, you know, first place Nova, dominating the points. They're now going to add even more to their tally. It's ridiculous.
That was just where actually I need to add, just a little extra point going over to Nova eSport. Now they have 4 wins. We were saying it earlier. They have now 4 wins up their sleeve. Nova eSport, they had already 50 points ahead on Team SOY, who was in second position. Now is this, they just...
And SRY, I believe, got a bad result. I think they got squad wiped by OnyX, if I'm correct. I think so. So we are going to obviously be able to update you guys in future. There's so many games to come, Max, on. You know, we're going to have Group A and C tomorrow. They're going to play 4 games, not going to feature Miramar. But then in the final day, it's going to be Group B and C. So what I think is really important is for the teams in Group A, the likes of RG, OnyX, SRY, Camp to Win, Nomad Warriors, KharDimaghh, Hype, and T25, they're not going to have any control in the last day of their overall position. And that's really going to have to factor into their performances tomorrow when they go up against Group C. So I definitely think we're going to see a change in play from the teams in Group A tomorrow.
Also Group C, that's going to be a really interesting group to go up against. You have the likes, once again, of Trust the Process, SNGclub, Team Quadcore that's been doing great for the last few days, Headshot, SOLTISQUAD. Can't wait to see what's going to happen. We do have now the results of last game once again. Nova eSport, 51 points in 1 single game. That is just absolutely mental, Imperium. Then you mentioned also No Mercy, getting 11 kills, 21.
Exactly.
Good job.
It does really help their overall standings in terms of points. So yeah, let's see what happens as Rhodes, ELEMENTRIX, CS Pro, Pakistan do close out to top 8. No SRY in there. No camp to win in the top 8. So that really does affect the overall standings in terms of not only, like we talk about, giving a Nova even a greater points advantage, but also allowing the likes of RG and Nova to get closer to the top 3 divisions. So it's going to be interesting. Nova, on a side note, I think that's the equal highest points they've had in a game of 51 points. They did that last week where they closed out their last day of games with a 51-point game. They're closing out today's games with a 51-point game.
So because SOI, like I mentioned earlier, like they had a 50-point advantage. Because SOI had a pretty bad performance this last game, I do believe that they got, like, they're very close to a 100-point advantage, which is huge. A 100-point advantage.
And we haven't seen this in the wildcard region, guys. If you've just kind of joining us today and you don't know what's happened, all the time in the group stages, yes, we've seen kind of, let's say, 40, 50-point difference at times, but it's never been so high in the overall standings. It's always been very close between first place and, let's say, you know, second, third, fourth, fifth downwards. So it's really exciting to see this huge lead. Of course, it's not over. Nova can still choke. Time will tell.
Well, so far they haven't, so I can't wait to see what Nova's going to be coming up in the future. They are in Group B, so that means tomorrow they have a day off. They can chill, they can relax, they can consume their chicken they got today. They're just going to be good to go. They need those nutrients to play like professional gamers. But anyways, that was day 4 of the semifinals. We're coming back live tomorrow with some Vikendi, Sandhawk, and double Erangel action. Going to be coming on through very shortly, once again, of Group A versus Group C. But if you did also, unfortunately, miss on the action that happened, you want to see what happened in the group stage by any means, or you want to check also what happened during the first 4 days of the semifinals, you can go check out the link that might pop up down below. clubopen.pubg... Oh, that's perfect. Thank you, Mr. Producer, man. clubopen.pubgmobile.com. You have all the information and standings there.
Yeah, of course. And whether you are watching us on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, please hit that like, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button, because we aren't the only region going live. Even though we're soon to be closing out our day of games, our broadcast. There's plenty of action going down between India, Middle Eastern Asia, EU, NA. There's so much PUBG Mobile action for you guys at home to feast on.
Yeah, just going to be happening. I think we have even India going live right now, so definitely go check that out. My name was Maxman, joined once again by Imperium. Have an absolutely awesome day today. We'll be back tomorrow for some epic action of Group A versus Group C.
Up your game. Vivo V15 series. Vivo.
Zombie, Darkest Night, the newest mode in the zombie universe, is here. This time, the rules are different. No more parachuting, as players will be placed at random locations on the map when the match begins, and there is no single winner. Players must work with their teammates to spend one long night in the match and stay alive until the sun comes up. Waves and waves of zombies will spawn during each of the 3 foggy periods at night, and supplies should only be scavenged when the fog fades. The main objective is not to defeat other players, though this doesn't mean they are harmless. Players may need to work with other teams when necessary, but should also watch their backs in case the Fragile Alliance goes south. This will be a unique experience for every player involved. This new mode also comes with a passive skill for every player. Understanding these skills will be the key to staying alive in this long night. Can you ride out the night?
Do you play PUBG Mobile? Maybe you never run out of stamina. Maybe you're always aware of your surroundings. Maybe you're an amazing cook with the pan. Maybe you're a great driver. But as soon as you hear the sound of an airplane, you get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the obstacles. This is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile, be the one.
Play PUBG Mobile for free.
your game. Vivo V15 series. Vivo.